I mean, you could easily get your own house haunted. That's like the easy part. Uh, anyway. Ahoy, landlubbers. This me, your Captain Vasco speaking. I don't know how I'm editing that for YouTube, but that's probably in there. How's everyone doing? It's Friday. What did I want to say February? It's August 12th, 2022. Just kidding. It's February from 6 years ago, which is actually the timeline of the flashback that we've been playing for like 2 months or something at this point. It's been a lot. But last week, when I streamed on Friday, I wasn't able to stream Saturday. So if you missed that one, you haven't missed anything. But we did finally conclude the flashback to 6 years ago, which leads me to believe that we will start investigating the half-body serial killings from the present, also known as like 6 years in the future of the last game, more or less. I don't exactly know what there is to recount, because like it's another segment of the game where like both a lot and nothing happened. Because like at the start of that last segment, the game just sort of opened up and was like, we have to find Kizuna because she went missing when she watched one of those sketchy videos, and then like we were just able to go to like practically every location in the game that we had unlocked up to that point. And so we kind of just like went to every location. Some of them like literally had no one there, and then like the dialogue was like, why did I even come here? And then you just leave, and it's like, we could have just not included that. Like, extra work went into that. We voiced those lines. But honestly, most of that experience was sort of like alerting all of the characters that Kizuna was missing and that they should all help us to find her, until ultimately we exhausted all our options, but then got a call from Date telling us to go to Sosajima's house, of all places, in fictional Japan, because terror had been sighted there. And as we pull up, we find an unconscious Iris, and So's just acting like nothing happened. He's like, yeah, alright, get off my property. So we, like, take her, and then, of course, as is tradition, we're like, you know what? Iris sustained damage to her head. We better put her in the brain machine. Nothing bad could happen from that. So we synced with her, and we did a Pokemon-themed Somnium. That's pretty much the best Somnium that we've experienced so far in 2 games, which is great. It did a lot of things right. Maybe someday I'll expound on those in detail, but I got an early morning tomorrow, and so I'm trying to really get into it so we can get some stuff done. Yeah, so like we go through that Somnium, and we manage to like uncover some memories that had been obscured by her head trauma, and heard Terror tell Sosajima basically where Kizuna was, the quote-unquote execution chamber, which was in the Nizatla's Cathedral, which is where we already knew that the chapter was going to end. So we get there, we endure several bad quick time events, and then Terror shows up when all the goons are dispatched like a Power Rangers villain, and he's like, hello, I am Terror, it's very difficult to understand me. I got like a voice changer thing. And he's like, okay, here's how this is gonna work. I'm gonna blow everybody up, and this whole room will collapse, or Ryuki shoots Date right now. And even though I tried to shoot Date for 2 primary reasons. One, he's Date, and we had to go through the whole last game as him, and he knows what he did. And 2, presumably, if we had just shot Date, we could have guaranteed the safety of Kizuna, which would preserve the possibility of the engagement shoes, which is very important to me. But like once the ceiling started to collapse in the cathedral, Terra's like, by the way, my last name's Boat. Peace out. Then a boulder fell on Date, and he's like presumed like extremely dead. Which is weird. I feel like that's probably not true. I have a suspicion that like the course of this game is gonna take us back to 6 years ago, using the null number to change the past in a way that Date thought he did in the first game, but was like explained away. I think this time, now that we're dealing with simulation theory and some other stuff, and the fact that there are like no plot branches 6 years ago, practically, I feel like we're gonna have like a weird branch from the past and have to change something. But like right now Date seems to be dead. Now I don't know if that was. It's actually kind of interesting because I was thinking about this. Is that the way the flowchart works? Is that by getting to the end of that memory, we, complete that storyline of Mizuki syncs with Ryuki. She prompts him to tell her everything he knows about the investigation from 6 years ago, and then he recounts like all the stuff we did, and then it just ends there. The point we're going to go back to and start from this time is like practically the top of the flowchart, which means that he didn't actually tell Mizuki any of that. I don't know if it will be hand-waved, and like once we enter the name of the killer, he'll be like, let me tell you everything that happened 6 years ago, and then an Untold Legends fade to black, and then we come back up and it's like, Dahlia Boat, what a stupid name. And I have to tell you, I do have feelings about Boat, but they're really weird. Like, Boat's not a human name, but more than anything, I'm upset that, like, I didn't guess it somehow. Like, I feel like because of that stupid, overplayed Family Guy joke that everyone, including myself, still loves and uses, that I should have just guessed Boat, and I didn't. And I feel, like, mad about myself in a way that doesn't make any kind of logical sense. Anyway, let's get started with the game. We're here. It's probably gonna... Can we... hang on. No, that's the wrong one. Square? Is it... Okay, so... We do have an eyeball question. And we are trying... to Brave? We're trying to get Brave, I think? Yeah, a couple people in chat have now mentioned that Dahlia is the name of the child in 12 minutes, and none of us has a good feeling about that, because that game sure disappointed. Whatever you want to say about that game, it definitely disappointed. Also, yes, Neko, you are correct. You see all those things. You will see them in detail later, I promise. I found that the little hat fits on Tiny Naomi, which seems very good. Anyway, could it be an anagram? You'll never know how silly that question sounds because Uchikoshi, there's like definitely a significant chance that anything at any point could be an anagram. Oh, Cat, you're just in time. I have to figure out how to Brave such that I digivolve into something that isn't Mama. What kind of experience do you need to write a light novel? Well, I'm gonna say disarming a military base alone is like probably the crazy answer. Talent is everything strikes me as maybe loving. Maybe read tons of books is loving. I feel like Brave is either going to be talent is everything or write tons of lines. My instinct says write tons of lines? I don't know. It's tough. We're gonna have a tough time trying to fill these out. We still haven't met my fail condition of if we get a duplicate, then we'll start using a guide. So we're still playing this ridiculous game. And by ridiculous game, I don't mean Nirvana Initiative. I instead mean the mini game of trying to digivolve into every possible character. It's pretty close here. So... think the safest choice is write tons of lines. Okay, great. It's such a hassle. Yes, indeed. Indeed, E. You liked Bossy. Yeah, what I'm curious, because, like, once we get all of them, I feel like we'll have to reset it to whatever is favorite. So far we've already confirmed, I mean, really only the endpoint ones matter, because if you answer enough questions for anything other than the endpoint ones, eventually it'll change into something, even if it's random. So we have Hitomi and Boss, we have Date and Moma, we have Mama and Unknown, and we have So and Unknown. So is definitely my least favorite. Boss is quite good. A little scandalous. Yeah, honestly, like, I think Boss might be the best one. I mean, I like Amame a lot, but you can't really keep her around indefinitely because she'll just change at some point, which kind of sucks. Well, I don't know. So this might be wrong, but I think that all the eyeball-y characters have to come from the first game, because so far we have found 0 characters exclusive to this game as eyeball-y. So, like, it's possible that, like, Kagami could be one of them, which would be pretty wild, but, like, not unheard of. It's possible it could be the receptionist. I don't think you would get, like, the cab driver. Maybe Saito? I don't know. I don't know that they would include outright villain, but So basically is that, so I don't know. Oh, Pewter. We haven't seen Pewter yet. Pewter's gotta be one of the 2 we're missing, right? It's just gotta be. Anyway, we'll sort that out later. Right now, we have to dolly a boat.
A folding.
Sit. Have thoughts. Go to the... I'm holding the speed up button. Oh, I need to press a different button. I think it's just tell me. Yeah. Okay. And then he's all like... We hear the spooky voice being like, "No, I will read your thoughts." And then we drink a soup, and then we say Dahlia boat, and then question marks profit.
Huh? Mr. Date's house.
I sure hope I don't see his butthole. And if you
What
haven't
is
been
this?
watching, that's like a really upsetting random thing for me to say. And frankly is upsetting regardless, but like... I do!
By the culprit's name.
Thump thump, thump thump. Oh, I know. Don't worry. I don't. Like, I really can't express to you how upsetting it is to me that I didn't guess both. And it makes no sense. I honestly think those are the most likely candidates, Demolition. I think Pewter and Receptionist are the most... I think the one that we're missing in the Crazy Branch is probably the Receptionist. And then the one we're currently on, I think the other one would be Pewter. I think those are the most likely. How do I actually get over to the other box? Okay. I just didn't want it to think I was done entering it.
Huh?
Huh? I solved the case.
Why do I... This name...
That's an excellent point, Demolition. Given that their last name is Boat, they probably legally changed it from Terry McTearface. Yeah, I immediately expected this to happen. Just by his reaction of like, I don't know why that happened. Now, the weird thing about this particular instance of the gibberish freakout is that Tama is affected, which to our knowledge has never happened before, although, has one of these ever happened during Somnium? I don't immediately recall. The ones that come to mind were all outside of Somnium, and so maybe they wouldn't have a direct effect on her, while this would. Oh, no, it like, really affecting her.
Intrusion thwarted.
Was it, though? Are you sure about that? Because it doesn't sound like that. Are you gonna... Do you make me have to do the other one now? Wait, is that the case?
We've defended against Ryuki's consciousness.
So is everything okay?
It should be, but it is peculiar.
Everyone seems to be having an aneurysm right now.
Usually, the sinker goes into the subject's mind, but for some reason, the subject's consciousness was able to slip into your mind. But you should be fine now.
I wish that beams of heat would shoot from my eyes. So, this is curious, as it's not what I expected to happen. Is it possible, then, that what will happen next is that we go back into that first Somnium, but now there's a branching point that wouldn't have been available before? Because something will have changed?
We have blocked the route of intrusion. We are reconnecting to Ryuki's mind via another path.
That's good. But why did that happen?
No, it's gonna change. It's different. It's fine, we'll just reconnect to a different... Hey, game, did you crash? I never know with you. Okay. It's somehow now really jarring to have the side Mizuki blue, like, cyan bar in the corner. I got, like, really used to the Ryuki one. Alright, it was always supposed to branch. I guess it just looks similar. I don't know, I guess it's just somehow not what I was expecting, but it probably should have... Remind him of... You remember the name! Return Ryuki to sanity. So wait, does that suggest that even though we were able to recount all of the events of the investigation from 6 years ago in the initial path that's available, that Ryuki is, like, forever broken by it? It's an unusual X.
It's the cathedral.
So, him remembering the name and the weird incursion affected her? Because, I don't know, it felt like it was implied before that Mizuki didn't remember this place, even though she was there.
Oh, so this is what you were talking about.
Also, Aiba was technically there, but she was damaged in the attack.
Hey, is that rubble?
It appears as though the collapse was halted halfway through. Huh? Wait! There are more mental locks? I will scan again. Somnium scan, activate!
I don't remember her being quite so surprised by that last time. Is no one aware of this? This feels like that episode of Buffy where they introduce that one character and, like, it's very different than what you remember, and there's an explanation, but it's, like, not satisfying for some time. I really hated that episode. I think a lot of people did, but I didn't really watch all of Buffy until I was, like, 29 or something. That looks bad. I don't know what I'm looking at.
What's happening? There could be more mental locks?
Unknown. Everything about this is extraordinary.
I guess this is the first time I'm actually processing the fact that the Somnium scan is supposed to tell you how many mental locks there are. Because it's never really been relevant to the plot before. It just felt like it was a fun thing to do, mostly to showcase the anatomy of the player character. but like I don't recall it because it's been some time. But I guess when we very started this particular Somnium, we did a scan and found a certain number of locks. But now that we're down this branch, the number of locks has increased.
Oh, Ryuki.
Dahlia. Boat. Dahlia. Boat.
It's my favorite kind of boat.
Let's go.
I have like an extremely bad feeling about this, which I think is normal.
What's this? We're surrounded.
The rubble turned into a hand. Ryuki's dream sure is creepy.
Darn. We cannot get through.
Ah, darn. Demolition asks, now, is it a sail, row, or motorboat? No, you're mistaken, Demolition. It is a Dahlia boat. It is a type of boat. Rich,
Darn.
thank you for, continuing Demolition's gift sub, or however the terminology works. It's still unclear to me. Thank you to Demolition for that. And also thank you to Neko for responding to my fishing for some pewter. It's weird to me how many of the best lines pewter gets. Does that seem weird to anyone else, or am I just biased in that? It seems bad here.
Is this Ryuki?
Neko suggests it's a pirate boat. Any boat is a pirate boat with enough ingenuity and dedication. It's been pestering you for weeks. Fair enough.
Dahlia. Boat.
You know, it's been a minute since I've looked at Ryuki, but that mostly looks right. It's just weird that he's green, which probably has some implication of his twin brother or whatever that we've barely gotten into, but will, like, absolutely be relevant. Like, don't forget about that, because it's definitely going to come up later.
Mizuki, that red aura is bad news. The time compression element waves are off the charts.
Oh, it's just like Instant Death Karate Man or whatever from Chikara's one. And I remembered that name.
If you get caught by it, you'll lose time. Run!
Is this a boss fight? Like, I don't understand what's happening.
Run? Where? I'm trapped!
Calm down, Mizuki. That Ryuki has neither a shadow nor a face.
Okay, then I'm sure it's not a threat. Just because it's a living nightmare and all. No big deal.
It must be a shadow image created by the regrets Ryuki carries.
Yeah, we all have one of those, right?
When you see something so unstable, you only need to show it reality.
What?
A strong reality.
What do you mean a strong reality?
Show it reality.
This is Ryuki's AI ball.
I'll take your word for it.
Tama?
There is no response, but most likely.
Impression of Tama? I mean, the fact that it has, like, a negative multiplier suggests it might be the correct one, but I feel like it makes more sense to, like, throw it. Because I don't want to get close, but I want to, quote, show it a strong reality. It also costs relatively little and has a good timing, so I'll try
Put
it.
it in Ryuki's left eye socket.
Play baseball with his face, huh?
That is a surprisingly apt way of putting that.
I will aim for the left eye socket. I did it!
This feels like a success case.
Wow, bullseye. Are you okay, Aiba?
Ow. Eyes hurt.
Was this not what we wanted? I'm a little hazy on the concept of show strong reality.
This whole thing is a mess.
Ryuki's broken mind was blank.
Ryuki's...
Alright, I'll do the one that looks bad, hoping it's good.
Hey, it's me, Tama. Ryuki, make sure you get plenty to eat and get lots of energy.
This is your best impression?
Tama.
Oh, it got a reaction.
I knew it. My impression was so good, it pulled his heartstrings.
No, that's not it.
No,
Don't
that's
you
definitely
think the
wrong.
real Tama would have gotten a bigger reaction?
Ryuki blank with blank, blank, blank are still held blank. It's gonna be a long day. Well, I
Ryuki's-
guess that leaves me with exactly one option.
Tama, that's you, isn't it? Help Ryuki.
Yeah, this, like, super doesn't strike me as the thing that would work.
Oh, it's really Tama!
Say something lewd.
Ryuki, get a hold of yourself.
Something chastity belt.
Are you gonna hold on to these regrets forever? Do what you need to do.
What I need to do. What I need to do is.
Almost sane. That's good. That's, all things considered, that's a pretty good shortcut to that state. However, I lost like 2 minutes doing that, or something. Some absurd amount of time. Remind them of real justice! Ryuki got along with blank. Blank. Blank are still held blank.
Tama was Ryuki's anchor. She kept him tethered to the real world.
Right. That rubble there. Is that lower than before?
I wouldn't worry about
Do
it.
we have another time limit?
We definitely don't have enough time for this. Hello.
Hey, Ryuki.
Justice.
I justice too, pal. Oh god.
This is Boss's room.
It's Boss's dream office. Something lewd is going to happen in here, like definitely.
Oh, Date! And Boss!
I'm so sorry.
So, is this supposed to be the aftermath of that incident? Why isn't Date crushed by a very big rock?
Ryuki, how many times do I have to say this? I can't assign you anything if you're going to carry on with this ridiculous sense of justice you have.
I find that quite confusing.
I understand.
I do not.
Listen, I'm glad you caught the burglar.
Hey, listen. I justice.
But when they started crying, you bought them lunch and took them on a drive.
Okay, that's not what justice means or is.
How silly, right?
That's my line.
I'm sorry.
You're being suspended for 2 weeks. You can't leave your house. Take time to reflect.
That's weird. It's one thing to, like, suspend him without pay or whatever. Suspend him from duty. He's also being put on house arrest? Did that sign say Happy Dip? With 2 P's?
Ryuki, everyone makes mistakes.
Yours are just worse than other people's.
Even me. I always make mistakes.
Date? No!
And every day I get an earful from an artificial intelligence eyeball and a grade schooler. But it's okay to make some mistakes.
There's also a fairly large key on the side table behind Date. I say fairly large because I've seen a much bigger key.
As long as it's in pursuit of justice.
It sounds like you're giving
So-
bad advice
Don't falter now, Ryuki.
compared to what my boss said to do.
I won't.
I've never seen Date being such a good superior.
And he's drinking
Mr.
nail
Date.
polish.
I made a mistake. What is justice to me? Mr. Date.
We really do need that Phoenix Wright crossover, huh?
This isn't an illusion, right?
I remember this conversation.
I don't think conversation means what you think it means. Because he seemed like, at best he's talking to Tama, but you don't appear to be there.
We should cheer him up.
Ryuki got along with Date blank. Blank or still held blank. Oh, these could happen at any time. Okay, so I think... Yeah, I think Brave and Impish are the ones we're going for, which means we're on track, I think. Shooting for Brave, I think that's what I want. What cliche do you want to say? I feel like the bottom one is like the most like an action hero, and as a result seems like bravest. I think. Got good news and bad news. I can't. For some reason, well, I think we picked I'm Getting Married After the War last time, and I don't remember what we got from that. It seems possible that could be loving. Yeah, you might be right. Maybe bottom is crazy. Now that I'm thinking about it that way. Although only a shadow of my former self also has some potential to be that. Maybe that's more impish. You want edgy, right? I mean, working from my theory earlier, I suspect we're trying to get pewter? I don't know if that's right. If Shadow turned out to be impish, getting married is probably loving. Yeah. Yeah, I think maybe your instinct is right, Sarah. I have good news and bad news. Nope, that definitely didn't work the way I wanted it to. Your wife died in an accident. What's the bad news? Thanks, Otaman.
You have 4 minutes remaining.
Yeah, I'm aware of that. Hey, wait, hold on. Matt? So I can't interact with him directly, but I can interact with stuff in imaginary boss's office? Yeah, it does unfortunately sound like him. So cheer up with statue, cheer up with coffee, cheer up with third thing? Cheer up with weird sign? Yeah, it says like BahAh Dippy try. I'm definitely, whatever that is, I picked that one.
Put this on your head and cheer up.
If this isn't the correct one, I'll be upset about it, because this feels correct. I mean, first off, BahAh Dippy try is just, like, definitely good, like, life advice. And secondly, the world looks a lot different through a jack-o'-lantern. And I feel like it's for the better. I don't know why, but the second one really gets me. The first one, I'm like, yes, a man with a pumpkin on his head. But then, like, another one looking at the guy with the pumpkin on his head, I'm like, nope, you got me. I wasn't ready for that one.
Why are you wearing it too?
Pumpkins sure are yummy, huh, Ryuki? This isn't working.
The whole Somnium is out of order, frankly. Ryuki got along with Date and looked up to him. Blanker still held blank. Oh, but now we're just wearing pumpkins, because why not? I guess it's BahAh? Or I guess it could technically still be read BahAh, but it's weird. What about the statue? That was definitely worth 9 seconds or whatever.
Here, Ryuki. Hold on to Mario. It might make you feel better.
Apparently the statue's named Mario.
Hold me tight.
It talked?
Got any cucumber?
Doesn't float his boat.
Don't say boat. Ryuki got along with Date and looked up to him. Blanker still held fondly in his heart. Well, I'm doing a super good job of process of elimination. Unfortunately, that's the exact worst way to do any Somnium, which is, at its core, probably the most annoying thing about most Somniums. He never particularly struck me as a coffee guy.
Nothing better than drinking boss's coffee without permission.
I mean, if you're trying to get me to invoke a memory of Date, it's definitely like alcohol or magazines.
One mistake teaches you more than 100 successes.
Who'd you hear that from?
Can we have like a mod, like old Nintendo 64 games where Ryuki just plays the whole game with a pumpkin on his head? Can we please? It would make me very happy. You know I like Jack-o'-lantern man. Jack-o'-lantern.
Homeless guy I drank with the other day. Smart, huh?
Yeah, I guess.
It would be a very good Halloween costume. It's just like cosplay Ryuki, but also wear a pumpkin on your head. I made Date face forward. I don't even really understand the implication of this. I like that I couldn't use either of my timies during that whole section. Tell them to get ready. Ryuki got along with Date and looked up to him. Memories of drinking together are still held fondly in his heart. Yeah, again, like I would expect that to be alcohol and not coffee. Cat says, nice quote, you got a source for that? My source is, I made it up. That's similar to something Northern Lion says a lot of the time, which is, he'll say something like kind of speculative or a little out there, and then he'll just be like, source, dude, just trust me.
Awfully strange advice.
Yeah.
Blech.
We're surrounded again.
Dahlia. Boat.
Weirdly, this Somnium feels like it's constructed for me in a really esoteric way.
Ew, it's the creepy Ryuki. Aiba, be careful.
There's more than one creepy Ryuki.
Yes. If we show it the truth again, this space might disappear too.
I need this eyeball. It belongs
No
to
way.
me. Okay, so there's stuff over there. It's not close to here. It's over there. You're faster now, aren't you? You seem a little faster. Maybe it's just because they started off going straight for me. So, Evolver...
3 minutes left. You can do this.
Torch. Evolver seems
It's
more
an
relevant.
We might be able to use this.
Might be able to do something. Why are we wearing a pumpkin? I don't understand the question, Cat. A better question is, why weren't we always wearing a pumpkin? We've just addressed an ongoing problem. Ahoy, Angel. I'm glad that you're here, and I'm sorry that you are also having a rough time. I've been having, like, a bad day. Like, not, like, any particular bad thing happened. Everything has just, like, been really difficult. And I feel not great. Actually, I suppose I could answer your question with some life advice, Kat. Which is to say, BahAh Dippy try. Does that help? Is that helpful? Okay, so we're trying to show it a reality, which feels like... I'm trying to make him remember the pain that he felt before a dream. So Ryuki didn't get shot. The last time we went through the Somnium on the other branch, it had an Evolver. And we had to try shooting ourselves, right? I will try. I will try to shoot myself.
Leave it to me.
Why are you so okay with this?
An AI committing suicide. It's poetic. Symbolic. Like a dystopian movie or something. It's kind of exciting.
I don't like where this is going. Let's not do this.
Okay, here I go.
Don't do it!
Doesn't it seem better with a pumpkin on your head, though?
Ready?
Stupid.
Aiba, did you die?
I think the Tweety birds indicate otherwise.
No, I only passed out from the shock.
That was a waste of courage and time.
Ryuki can't! Blank. He blank! I wish the birds had pumpkins. That is a really good idea. Is anything over here obvious?
Can we use it for something?
Probably not. I suppose that throwing a torch at him would be similar to his experience chasing after terror, which maybe is something. Maybe that's something. These timies aren't very helpful.
Take this!
It went through!
The torch had no effect.
We need to use even more force.
No mercy for your own coworker.
Yuki's broken mind was overcome by shock and erased. That's not technically an accurate sentence. It's not a third thing, right? Tell them to get ready. Tell them... Okay, let's try the warning shot, I guess?
It's an evil. Stop! I said stop! Stop!
Hold on, I'm trying to count and anticipate when the clip will be empty.
That's too much. It's just supposed to be a warning.
What? I can't hear you over all these warning shots.
No effect.
Looks like we need a direct shot.
Mizuki, you have less than 2 minutes
It's
left.
an evolver.
Be careful.
I guess I'll shoot Ryuki then. Delicious says, so we know it's a 137 shot gun. Correct. This will be important later. Note that down.
This might have ill effects on Ryuki's mind.
Well, I've tried almost everything other than breathing fire. I've managed to find the absolute least efficient way through the Somnium, mostly by nature of the fact that it's unknowable.
Aiba, at times like this, pretend what you're shooting is made of jelly.
But what if you're concerned about shooting jelly? Shouldn't you imagine it's something else?
That's what my master taught me.
My apologies, Ryuki. I have no choice.
Mr. Date, please forgive me.
I guess I think she was using the blaster from Phoenix Wright. That has unlimited ammo. That thing's overpowered. It kind of didn't work.
Dahlia. Boat.
Another Ryuki. When it rains, it pours.
We need to deal with them, too.
Oh
Hurry.
my gosh!
Oh, good. 3 things for me to get wrong. So what is this? Shoe? Oh.
Reverse sync again.
What is that?
Adder rabbit?
It's a doll called Rabbit.
Intrusion thwarted.
I think I got snuck up on. I didn't know that there was one that close to me. Now I have like none time
Ryuki's
left.
consciousness.
Ryuki, that's enough.
Only 30 seconds left.
Pipe?
This metal pipe.
No doubt about it. But why is it in Ryuki's memory?
Perhaps it left an impression?
That's where all the head trauma came from.
It is not every day you see an elementary schooler carrying around a metal pipe.
It is for you, Iva.
Really?
I mean, if we throw it, that's like something that happened in the QuickTime event Battle of Doom.
Go!
It was like a really annoying part.
It came back?
Not shown. It coming back. Heard. It coming back.
That was close.
You have no control. Let's try something else.
Bomb?
What is this?
A time bomb.
Iva, run!
Do not worry. It is not active. And we might be able to use it for something.
Like what?
What would I expect to happen if I took it apart? I would get bomb juice? Yeah, activate seems like the most likely, but it's also really cheap and it feels like it's a trap. It makes me think it should be throw? Or something? Activate feels like it should work. Somehow I know it won't, but I feel like it should. We have so little time left, I might as well.
And just like that, it's armed. Mizuki, what do we do?
What? What?
Throw
it
it.
at Ryuki!
Fly!
Kizuna. Mizuki.
It flew away. Hopefully that will not negatively impact Ryuki.
I don't think it flew away as an accurate representation of what just happened.
We had to. If we didn't get rid of it, we would have been blown up.
Well, it may have been a tad excessive.
We have like 4 seconds left. Did we do it?
What's going on?
Oh god, it's backwards. Look how backwards it is.
Left and right are reversed.
Oh, we super didn't do it.
Is this from Ryuki's dream? Ryuki's dream is getting creepier and creepier.
I mean, visually this is kind of cool. I feel like I'm gonna have to navigate with these controls and it's gonna suck and I'll hate it. Also, it's a little annoying not to normally read that, but I can read backwards relatively well. That's annoying. Fair, but annoying. Ryuki can't forget what happened. He blank! That's a good question. Is the start menu flipped? No. Just fine, I guess.
Time's up, Mizuki.
Yeah.
Wait, we need to keep searching.
Still backwards.
Negative. I'm terminating the connection.
Ugh.
Oh, darn.
Darn indeed. It's unclear if I will have enough time by going back. I mean, most of the time got wasted at the start, which is annoying. I don't know where I'm supposed to go. I think I'm gonna go all the way back and skip all the dialogue. That should give us enough leeway to finish. If I go back 2, I think I only gain... Like, if I go back to the last checkpoint, I'm not convinced I actually have enough time. If I go back 2, I think I can only save something like 18 seconds, which isn't very much. If I go back to the start, I can save a bunch, but then I have to redo everything. But I think that makes the most sense. It's just annoying. It's just my favorite thing when the Somnium just wastes my time because game design choices that I don't agree with. Like, one of the things I like about the Kusamon Go Somnium is that it has an abundance of extra time for you to go and explore and, like, try things.
This place is...
And I consistently find it annoying how many of the other Somniums don't at all do that. They give you, like, 45 seconds of flex time or something. Such that if you do, like, 2 or 3 things wrong, you may not be able to finish. And if you do more than that, you're very unlikely to finish without having to retry or restart completely. And, like, I get that that's a design choice. I don't like that.
It's the cathedral.
Especially because, by the nature of Somnium and the fact that so many of them are based on dream logic, even now that they've added the, like, key system, like, a lot of it is just guessing. There's not often, like, a think-throughable solution.
Oh, so this is what you were talking...
Skip, scan more things. Rocks fall, everybody dies. Oh my god, Ryuki. Hey, look, this could happen at any time, even 10 minutes ago. What do you want from an anime? Story, voice actor, visual, or hype? Huh. I feel like hype is the crazy answer? This could go any direction at all. I mean, considering my fondness for One Piece, which, like, genuinely makes an effort to make a lot of its characters look unpleasant, I feel like I wouldn't put visual at top. I would definitely put hype at bottom, because I think hype is, like, a fun killer. Hype rarely helps. It usually hinders. It would probably be story because I care about narrative and things like that. I feel like a better fit for one of these 4 would be, like, character. It's like story and character are important for different reasons, even though they can kind of go hand in hand. Voice acting is important, but I think if the other elements are strong enough, like, a mediocre voice actor can still carry it. But, like, a good voice actor can definitely, like, bring it to a new level or whatever. I mean, they might put story... Just because they peg Ota as a writer, they might put story as impish? But that doesn't sound right. It feels like it should be the crazy one. Just because, like, how would that be, like, the thing you most want? It's just to want it. Or so, like, that just feels weird. I really can't figure out what the others might be. For some reason, I feel like story wouldn't be loving. I feel like it's more likely for that to be visual, or maybe voice actor, like loving as an extension of caring about people. You like hype as the answer here, or you like hype as your favorite element of an anime? Because if that's true, Sarah, maybe you can help me understand why that would be your favorite part. That's just hard for me to wrap my head around. And try story, I think, but like this is frankly a crapshoot. Curses. Dangerously close to becoming mama again. Okay. Bubble zone.
What's that?
Skip, skip, skip. Skip, skip, skip.
This is
Tama?
Call for Tama's the one that works, right? Impression does a little
Squeak,
throw it, you
squeak.
hit yourself in the face, squeak, squeak.
Tama, that's you, isn't
To be 100% honest with you, part of the reason I want to go all the way back is so that I can make sure to commit to getting pumpkin heads and still have time to succeed. Because I feel like if I just went back to that scene, I would have to not get pumpkin heads to, like, shave off as much time as possible. But that just feels dishonest.
Tama was Ryuki's anchor. She kept...
Skip. Ryuki, it's me, the other character. I'm so sorry I gave lunch to criminals. Let me drink this nail polish.
Mizuki, you have 5 minutes left.
That's so cool.
Put this on your head and cheer up.
So good. Alright, now... chirp again. Run away. Don't touch me. Don't touch me. Don't do it.
It's
annoying how long it takes to get over here.
Be able to use this.
It's like the swimming part of the other level that accomplishes nothing and just burns through time. So shoot Ryuki. Bang. Wonder what happens if you get repeatedly caught. You lose. Because you lose a bunch of time. I know it sounds interesting because you might see different incursion events or whatever, but you just, like, lose. This is an extension of what I find annoying about this, is, like, to me, an interesting thing about Somniums that have these choices is, like, exploring what all the choices do. But it feels really bad to try stuff when it becomes obviously clear that everything outside of just doing the correct thing is likely to just cause you to fail outright. Then you are discouraged from trying things or having fun. And that I find really annoying, personally. Thank you for the 60-month resub, Anime. I don't know if you know this. That's many months. It is, in fact, 6 months. That's like a normal thing that people say, right?
4 minutes remaining.
Right, Quitch? I feel like that's a design issue. Like, again, I understand how that could be a design philosophy, but, like, I just don't think it applies well to the way these are constructed with your resources being as limited as they are. It's just like you only ever get 360 smegans. And so, like, there's little you can do when, like, a lot of these are, 25, 30 seconds at a time. Plus, in this one, there's a weird element where, like, in that middle phase, you can't use your timies. So, like, I got some timies from the first part when I guessed wrong, and then I, like, couldn't use them to any effect. So it's like, what's even the point of giving me those? It's just, I just don't agree with the decisions.
A time bomb.
Iva,
Do not worry, and we might be able to use it for something.
like what?
Like, it'd be super great to activate it and then try to eat it, like Demolition was joking about before, but, like, then I'll just have to restart the whole Somnium again, and that sounds really lame, and I don't want to do it.
And just like that, it's armed. Mizuki, what?
Throw it at Ryuki!
I didn't realize that option took 25 seconds on top of the 10 seconds to arm it. It's just, I just don't like it. I just don't like the mindset. I love the idea of, like, exploring the dreams and them kind of being puzzles, but also kind of not being puzzles. But I just don't like the execution where when you can't puzzle it out, your punishment is just replay the whole thing. Like, I just don't think it's fun when, like, the punishment for, like, not knowing exactly the right thing to do without perfect information is to, like, waste your own time. I don't have an abundance of time for gaming. Like, I don't think that's fun.
Mizuki.
Burn away to nothing. Okay, so everything backwards now. Hey, Mr. Generic Name. I am having a sub-wonderful week, but I appreciate the sentiment and hope that you, instead, are having a wonderful week. Uno reversa. Yep, it sure is backwards, and I sure don't like it just like I thought I wouldn't. Hey, Ryuki. Or...
Ryuki!
Iku here. Wow, that's kind of hard to say backwards.
Is this Brahmin?
You were working as a waitress in a Brahmin bar.
Genny's place.
Let's all see each other's
Hey,
buttholes.
Ryuki. And Genny, too.
Hey, do you think now that 6 years have passed, Gen fixed his freezer, or no?
None of you get it.
You all understand. I mean, don't understand. I like that they actually made his face look flushed in the corner.
You don't appreciate how good at my job I am.
You don't know how good job I do.
Okay, I think you've had enough to drink. If you want a drink, we should go to Marble. This place has good food, not drinks.
So I'm trying to fix my headphones. They just cut out for some reason.
It's okay.
And it didn't work. Awesome.
I'm such an arrogant piece of shit.
Why you be like this? Just work. Just function.
Looks like we need him to cheer up a little.
It's definitely not working, huh?
This guy requires so much maintenance.
I mean, he's had a pretty traumatic time.
3 minutes left. You can do this.
Yeah, like, look how much there was left. If I didn't go back and, like, salvage as much time as possible, it sure doesn't feel like this would have gone well. So, I can't go in the freezer. One of these is alcohol. One is food? Cheer up. I mean... jeez. That's not even the right one. What's the... Cheer up with food! I feel like it should be drinking, but I also don't feel like you should drink more. Somehow this worked!
Ryuki, look.
What's this?
Unclear. It looks like there's a little bit of brain and some lava in there.
The special. Snake-inspired intestine soup, squeezed nuts, wide-legged old man's whisper sunfish, volcano-style, old spirit impact.
Like one of those teas was made up.
Now eat. This is going to improve your mood whether you like it or not.
He's eating really quickly.
Look,
I hope he doesn't
get
get
it.
indigestion.
Higher-ups usually don't appreciate their subordinates' value. But I don't care about that. It's not that you're not skilled enough, or you don't have an eye for things.
Specifically, you have the one eye for things. And it's Tom.
It's all about timing. There's a time for everything. Just continue what you're doing until the time comes.
That's not good advice anymore, but that's fine.
Don't let it get to you, Ryuki. Stay strong and keep going.
That seems correct.
No, not here. Go to the restroom!
Here's an eyeball over there. You don't like those eating noises? Would you like some different ones? Do you want a sound redemption for eating noises? I don't want that. Date changed his stance. Style change. Aqua custom. Oh good, the target is...
Stay strong. Keep going. Iva, watch out!
Do those rocks have intent?
Squeak, squeak.
Squeak, squeak. That's promising.
Again with them.
The real Ryuki is right there.
Actually, you know what? Okay, you know what I think it actually is? That is a common problem between these, and I know I've said quite a lot about my opinions on various Somniums, particularly last games, because I think they were of a single-minded design, whereas this games are more varied. But I think a big part of the problem is that there's an indecisiveness between whether the Somnium is meant to be an exploration of a character, and thus, like, by going through the Somnium, you learn about the character and, like, discover things about them, and maybe eventually, by doing so, discover some truth that's useful to you. Or if, like, you already are supposed to know things about the character, who in some cases you don't know very much about before the Somnium, and they expect you to, like, execute the Somnium, like, already knowing things about them. Like, in this case, it feels like we should be, like, understanding what Ryuki's problem is, but we only understand his problem through the context of these flashbacks that we unlock by already doing the thing that would solve the problem. It's like effect and then cause. And there's, like, a lot that work that way. It's not that all Somniums do that, but, like, I think there's a relatively high percentage of them that try to straddle that line instead of choosing one lane or the other. And I think that does a disservice to the whole enterprise, whereas I think typically the ones that I have liked choose one or the other. I'm fine with either, but, like, trying to do both ends up being frustrating because, like, the game acts as though you can solve it, but it requires you to have knowledge that you gained by having already solved it, and that doesn't make sense. Could you... Oh,
Let's get
that's...
through them.
I don't like that. Where...
Indeed.
That's a bit much for me. Oh, I really hate it, though. I hate it every time games do this. And there's, like, a timer and, like, consequences. Yeah, like, I'm totally bonked now. Like, how am I ever gonna do this in the time limit when I, like, literally can't control myself and there's, like, obstacles trying to, like, immediately kill me? Like, this is not a great design.
Where am I?
Ugh, my head.
I don't even a little bit know what I'm supposed to do here.
Intrusion thwarted.
Okay.
Again.
Iva, be careful. We'll get through.
I really want to pick up that eye.
Mizuki, you have less than 2 minutes left. Be careful.
But, like, it's super duper... This sucks. Hey, whoever did this sucks. You're fired. I, like, don't even, like, know where I'm going. I hate you. Oh, I just hate it so much. It, like, really sucks. Hey, buddy. I hate you.
Ryuki, get a hold of yourself.
Dahlia... boat?
Omelette du fromage. Omelette du fromage.
Is that them?
Nah, this is a Wendy's. May I take your order?
No! Stop it!
You have no future.
Shut up! Dahlia Boat! You son of a bitch! You killed Mr. Dante!
Technically, The Rock did it. Never mind.
Dahlia Boat.
Which says, I feel like I just got cursed out in another language. I think Neko gets it. The implication is that there's an episode of Dexter's Lab, one of the most famous ones, I think, where he's trying to study for a French test, so he, like, listens to a record in his sleep of, like, French lessons, and the record starts skipping, like, right after he goes to bed on Omelette du fromage, and so when he wakes up, they're the only words that he knows how to say. And so, like, for a while, for some reason, it inexplicably works out, and then it doesn't. But the joke is that he just keeps saying Dahlia Boat the whole time. To the point that whatever meaning it had is now lost. Hey, that wasn't a very good Somnium. Why did you attack me?
Reverse sync?
You tried to get into my head in the sink earlier, right?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Don't play dumb.
A little while ago, I was watching back through some of, like, the episodes of Dexter's Lab. There's a pretty good one early on where Dexter and Mandark are competing at, like, the school science fair, I think? And obviously they do some, like, weird super science nonsense. But, like, because the two of them are, like, fighting, like, Dee Dee gets in trouble, and, like, they have to team up to save her. But, like, there's this weird period of, like, half of the episode where all of the dialogue is just the three of them saying each other's names. And it, like, works extremely well. Like, it works way better than you think that would work. But, like, the entire meaning of the conversation is conveyed through just them saying each other's names.
Actually, Mizuki, it is possible that he does not remember.
It's one of the rules of Somnium that you don't remember Somnium or talk about Fight Club.
The recipient of a sync does not literally experience what happens in their Somnium, so he would not remember that.
Then who was trying to reverse sync?
Dahlia Boat.
Perhaps Ryuki's subconscious.
No, I was a boat.
Or the collective unconscious.
Don't start with me, Aiba.
Hey, Ryuki. Do you know the culprit?
If I did, I would have caught them already.
The man in the iron mask in Somnium. I know that he is the culprit in the HB case, Terror.
To call the floating mask the man in the iron mask feels a little generous.
But Dahlia Boat. Is that another pseudonym? I heard the boat part 6 years ago at the cathedral. But Dahlia, how did you know that part of the name?
Well, that's because...
Ryuki seems like he's doing well.
Hey, Ryuki, what's wrong?
Why would you ask that? Why does it seem to you as though something is wrong? Isn't this how normally do? Yeah, this seems alright. This seems fine. Yeah, like, I don't... Like, what's the problem? I have a lot of I have a great deal of appreciation for the sheer volume of parts of this game where they basically just like sat the voice actor down and were like, just like have a lot of fun. Just have so much fun with this. Like, I don't even care how it turns out. Just make sure you're having a good time. Got him.
Ryuki's brain. I am detecting anomalies in the firing of multiple neurons. It is not fatal, but he will be unable to speak for a while.
Yeah, maybe we should have got that checked out several years ago, like we promised.
What caused it?
Unknown. However, it is advisable to not continue pressing Ryuki further.
Says you.
Then I guess I'll have to investigate the old-fashioned way.
With guns and pipes. On second thought, forget the investigation. You know, I was actually just thinking, so, like, it seems like he still has Tama, right? But it seems like he's been, like, super deeply unwell. As in, either treatment failed or he didn't get treatment, and he was already, like, not in a great way 6 years ago. I'm sorry, the chapter of this title is called Pass Mildly Away? I didn't even read the last one, but Pass Mildly Away? But so, like, if Tama has been trapped in his head with him, like, deteriorating like that, isn't she probably kind of negatively affected too? Like, wouldn't that weigh on her to some extent? Affect her, like, personality or something? Aiba does not get the best seat in the house.
Mizuki, I heard you synced into Ryuki.
That's really kinky. Just make sure to report it to HR so we don't have issues later.
But you didn't get anything out of it.
Yeah, I hear that happens to a lot of guys. Oh, hey, look. What a perfect time for this. What chocolate do you like? Bonbon, chocolat, Gianduja, chocolate bar, or ganache? I think I want Brave. What's the Brave one here? Gianduja? Because it's, like, exotic? Brave would not be chocolate bar. I don't think it would be ganache. Hazelnut chocolate. Thank you for that reminder. I'm sure you mentioned that last time this came up, but no. That seems Brave? Question mark? Nope. This isn't going exactly according to plan. That reasoning seemed to make sense. However, end of my sentence. I appreciate that. Something about this sign seems wrong. I think I gave Impish. This part. Yeah, I gave Impish. Because they were tied. BahAh Dippy Try. Hey, Aiba. Actually, I think BahAh Dippy Try is the thing that they dub over that line from Die Hard when they show it at, like, elementary schools for inexplicable reasons. Hey, what's your body made out of? This is gonna be my new opening line for dates. Hey, like, so glad we could meet up. What's your body made of?
Body?
The rubbery part of you. That's not the eyeball.
Oh, this? I believe it is made from seaweed extract of some kind. In a predicament, you can eat it.
I sure hope that's not a plot point. Okay, Chad has questions about Mario.
Mizuki, you know about that mannequin, right?
Yeah, we've talked a few times.
Why can't I eat just the toppings?
Okay. Boss's friend Mario. I like that description. Why aren't you in my head where you belong?
It gets really tight in your eye socket, you know. I wanted to stretch out a bit so I don't get too used to that economy class.
Excuse me, my left eye is first class, unlike Date.
What you looking at?
Why do you ask? Isn't it obvious what I'm looking at?
It me.
I'm Mizuki Date, formerly Okiura. I'm a senior at Sekiba High. I'm 18.
I think we're auditioning for a reality show.
I run a company and I'm a sinker at Abyss. Recently, I've been worried that my lifestyle is making my skin break out and I'm putting on weight. And since I run into so many low-life criminals, it's really been affecting me.
You seem tired. Don't push yourself too hard.
You know, when you think about it, there's something weirdly consistent about all of the protagonists between these two games when their companion is outside of their body looking at them. They react as though they're having like a mental break looking at themselves, which is what I feel every day in the mirror. So like I relate to that. Yeah, right? Balloons. Oh, I can't look at the balloons. Apparently the game doesn't think they're interesting. Who dat?
Who is this cutie? Her cuteness is gonna make my eyes pop out of their sockets.
I mean, one already did. Skull joke?
Your eye is already popped out.
Skull joke. I think that's a skull joke.
No one ever compliments me, so I had to do it myself.
Oh.
But in all seriousness, I might just be the prettiest girl on the planet. Why is it I can't seem to find any decent men?
I think they're intimidated by the open threats of violence and the Tron-style pipe you carry around.
Because you've rejected every man that's come close to you?
That probably is part of it, too.
Because they're all pushy basic bros.
I mean, fair.
That's enough, Iba. You can close it.
Hi, boss. I synced without permission. Will you finally explain why I care about that, considering the entire last game?
Oh, so you do understand that you did it without my permission.
Mega asks, what's a basic bro? So, there's a more commonly used term for women. It's not super chill. Basic B word. The implication of both, as I understand it, is just that, like, they are boring because their interests are so obvious and uninteresting. More or less.
You said you'd let me handle it.
And I also said not to do anything dangerous.
Since when do we start treating the sync machine as something dangerous? We certainly haven't done that.
But I did find a lead.
About Dahlia Boat.
Dahlia Boat, huh? But what does that get us exactly?
I searched every database I have access to. I did not find anything that connects that name with terror.
Well, did you use the terror database?
There's gotta be some kind of hidden meaning. Ryuki would know.
You can't
Would he?
assume that, Mizuki. I checked the sync log this morning and something is definitely off.
No, I think that was all pretty normal. Up to and including his reaction when we interrogated him later.
We know Ryuki isn't mentally stable right now.
Nah, did you hear him make all those very good noises? He's
A
fine.
person's memory can be wrong at times, especially after trauma or mental disturbance.
So we can't assume anything we got from Ryuki is the truth?
Boss is correct. There is no guarantee that what is experienced in Somnium is exactly what that person saw.
So why did we do any of that then, huh, Ivo?
Yeah, but it isn't completely random either. The person being synced had to have experienced something that made their Somnium that way.
True, but...
Listen, it's just best that you don't put too much stock into what Ryuki says right now.
Try investing in Apple. How late were you out drinking last night?
Wait, how did you know?
Honestly, just assumed.
Computer told me.
Running his mouth. I'm gonna cut his pay.
You're getting old. You should stop cruising bars.
We're gonna get hit.
Ugh, could you not sound like my daughter?
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 Well, yeah.
I had no idea you had an illegitimate daughter.
I mean, as far as we know, Boss isn't married, so that's sort of, you know, matter of fact. But phrasing it that way somehow still sounds insulting. Hey, Kazlar, how's it going?
She's not illegitimate. It's not like a secret or anything. It's just no one ever asked. Okay, that's enough digging into my private life for the day.
Alright, I'll be back here in 24 hours. Is Ryuki okay?
He was carried to the medical office last night. After a day's rest, he gathered himself and headed home.
I'm guessing he's drinking again.
Should we use GPS?
No, it's fine. I won't get anything useful from him right now.
Maybe in 24 hours, though.
Ryuki is currently on leave. After the explosion 6 years ago, he just needs more time.
See, this is how we end up with situations where, like, I email a radio station to do something, and then, like, this week I got an away message that said they would be back on October 2nd. How has he been on leave for 6 years? She's like, you know what, give it another week. I'm sure this will be the one to turn it around.
I'd like to have him help with the investigation, but I don't want to put that pressure on him right now.
Hey, how about that half a corpse at the stadium?
You heard about the DNA results, right?
Nah.
Yeah, Peter told me last night.
Oh, apparently I did.
The DNA extracted from Jin's right half 6 years ago. The base sequence was an exact match with the left half that was found.
Which would be true if cloning, but still.
A 100% match. They definitely belong to the same person.
Just the fact that they say stuff this way, like, really has me convinced of cloning. Which is why I've been saying it for some time.
But how is that possible?
How about the masked woman?
The shady chick who tried to shoot me with a gun.
Oh, her. We're looking into her based on what Iba recorded. But we haven't found anything yet. No witness statements either.
Maybe she's with Terror.
I mean, she was trying to help last time. Maybe she was shooting at something behind us we didn't notice or something?
Why would you think that?
Well, she looked like a bad guy.
As a police officer, you should refrain from judging by appearances.
Summarize for me.
Hey, Mizuki. Aren't you forgetting something?
Probably.
Huh? Was it?
That's exactly what I'm talking about.
Explain.
I'm your superior. You should be more respectful when talking to me.
I don't know, boss. I feel like that one's on you. Like, I don't think you hire Mizuki unless you're okay with this.
Oh, yeah, my bad. Sir, yes, sir. Aye, aye, sir. I'll be careful, boss lady.
Teenagers.
Like, for real, why would you hire her?
So, what are you going to do now, Mizuki?
I think I'm gonna head to the stadium. There might be some leads that only I can find.
Sounds good. But, as I said before, don't push yourself too hard.
Right, hit everyone with pipes.
Yeah.
Respectful.
Roger that, Sergeant.
Sheesh.
Yeah, this has been bothering me a little bit. Sarah, the longer that flashback went on, the more Mizuki had, like, more than a passing connection to what was going on. But, like, the start of this game, and even, like, returning to the present, has her seemingly acting as though she knows nothing. Now, granted, I can imagine her forgetting some of the specifics of the cave-in based on the trauma of the event and the explosion and all that stuff. But, like, it still feels weird, right? Particularly when she highlights something like, you know, Tuxedo Mask. Where she's like, I don't know what the deal is with this Tuxedo Mask character who I intimately know. I guess I'll go to Stadium. I'm tired. Oh my god, she drives like a moped? I wasn't prepared for that. I may need to adjust accordingly. Alright, it's time to Gigantamax. I like that sign that says do your best. Thanks, Stadium.
The body's been taken away.
Hey, not for nothing. Am I the only one seeing her hair do that? I don't think it... I don't think that's right. I don't think it should be doing that. It's like it's wrapping around from like behind her to the in front of her portion of the like character portrait box and then hanging all the way down again. Like that's not right, right? I feel like I've seen Mizuki before and that's not it. I don't think that's Mizuki.
Of course. The winter cold may help, but the body would still naturally decompose if left unattended.
Bold of you to assume that's not what I wanted.
They also needed to perform an autopsy.
I just wish I could have examined it a little more.
I mean, it's still doing that. Is that really intentional? Am I the one that's mistaken?
Why not use my function?
What function?
This is not your first crime scene. You have done this many times before.
Oh, that!
Indeed.
Iba, please do your thing.
At once.
Oh good, I've never had issues with what's about to happen. We've rarely done this with people around. Actually, I don't think we've technically done it with people around. I can't help but feel like this would appear really stupid to the officers just like standing guard on the pitch.
I am replaying the scene from when the body was found. I have scanned from edge to edge for this recreation.
I really can't get used to this. It's like going back in time.
Yeah, it seems like we fixed her hair by entering a virtual world.
But I thought I remembered officers being around.
Oh, right. This would be your first time seeing the scene this way. When creating a VR space for an investigation, irrelevant information is not replicated.
There's something weird about this. Iba is speaking some of this information as though this were a tutorial, as though it were possible for this to be your first time doing this style of gameplay, the virtual reality activation. But like there's no realistic way that can be possible. So like the only way that could happen is if you started playing this game and then in the first Somnium immediately said you knew the killer's name and then through sheer happenstance entered Dahlia Boat and then proceeded to here, ignoring all of the past. Like, even if you were to, like, replay the game from scratch and start just on this path and see what happens, you still, as the player, would have had to go through the other portion of the game to get here and thus would know what this means.
Got it.
Now, let us begin.
And there's no conceit that she hasn't done it before, because, like, she literally just chastised Mizuki for, like, not remembering that this is a thing that we do all the time.
The point I am most curious about is
how the body was carried over there.
As I previously stated, no footprints were found at the scene. Let us focus our investigation on that fact first.
Is it possible that there was a catwalk and some lights in rigor mortis? Alright, so what do we have access to? Normal, X-ray, thermal. Okay. Confirm status of corpse. You got it, friend.
Every time I see this, it hits me that this is really Jin Furue.
I feel like it was a good emotional line read, but like it makes it sound as though Mizuki has some like personal investment in Jin Furue, and I don't believe that to be true.
It's crazy that the other half of his body was found 6 years later.
The cause of death was the body becoming severed in two.
Really? I thought it was natural causes.
He was cut at a molecular level, identical to the right half that was found 6 years ago. The culprit is most likely terror.
And no other damage to the body besides being cut in half, right?
I mean, that feels like an oversimplification of cause of death, but yes.
None.
Nothing like falling from a great height?
Impossible. If that had happened, there would be signs of impact damage to the body.
The only wounds are the cut itself! Alright, so now that I'm actually paying attention to the tips that I cover mostly by having my camera here, there shouldn't be anything else to do in that camera mode? No, just kidding. It's not giving any suggestions anywhere. Which leads me to believe I solved the crime.
His bone structure is standard. Nothing has been done to his face.
Wasn't even touched. And he's not full of thermite.
Nor his body.
Have we tried connecting the bodies? If we're to believe Tokiko, then the bodies are still tethered together through their chakra points, which cannot be subdivided to less than a single point within the body.
So you're saying
there is no evidence of plastic surgery?
It's Jin for sure.
He didn't have plastic surgery. Look, I found a hole.
The temperature is a little lower here. It's like something spilled.
My iced tea!
This is related to specific heat capacity.
What's that?
Basically, it is how easily something heats up or cools down. Something that heats up and cools down easily has a low specific heat capacity.
So I have a low specific heat capacity.
You have the opposite! Anyway, as you can see, the melted snow has caused water to begin to pool. However, whatever liquid spilled here has a lower specific heat capacity than water, so you perceive it as being colder.
Okay. 1000% sure that you'd be able to tell that using this type of imaging. If the spilled substance weren't at an unnatural temperature?
Any idea on what it could be?
Analysis complete. It is an oil used for lubricating machines.
Machine oil, huh?
There's oil spilled near the halfway line, I guess. I'll take your word for that. Oh, and now there's an unnatural object somewhere on the ground that didn't exist earlier? I don't think it's the entire field. Oh, hang on. Small up.
There's something in the grass.
Why would this show up on X-ray and not something else?
It appears to be a screw.
The grass was so long you couldn't see it with the naked eye.
Sure. There's a screw on the halfway line. Listen, stop presuming I know how the sport works, okay? Can I interact with it meaningfully? No. Oh, hang on. At any moment, this could happen. When you think of Akiba, crap. Chat, quickly, decipher from Japanese culture. What is brave? You think of Akiba, what do you think of? Maid Cafe, Birodori, Electronics Store, Odin Can. Odin Can? Emotion says, if CSI didn't pick that up, we have issues. I feel like we should have combed the area. Like in Spaceballs? When they have a really big comb? Odin's brave, right? You're referring to the figure of mythology, I think. Echo says, you would think of maid cafes from Akiba. Odin is Japanese stew you eat around Christmas time. So if that's true, is that crazy? Because that's not a localized thing? Or is that a local delicacy you might get from Akiba? Electronics store feels a little weird, but that could just be a thing that's there. I don't know what Birodori is. Is that inspired by eel livers or whatever? So I feel like Maid Cafe, if not the crazy answer, which it doesn't sound like it is, would probably be impish or loving? This is important because I feel like we have so many points now that this is likely to cause us to evolve. So, I'm still a little unclear because I haven't, like, looked this up as to whether there's, like, one specific trait that you need to get to, like, a high enough score in order to digivolve, or if, like, multiple qualify. Like, at a certain point, I thought it might be possible that you needed to have, like, that basically, like, of the 4, 2 would go one way and 2 would go the other. Not really sure. It could be as simple as, like, you just need to get one score higher than another by, like, a certain amount and, like, reach a certain saturation of points. Okay, chat seems to be unable to find out what Biradori means and doesn't know, which is concerning. So maybe that's crazy? So chat's theory that Odenkan is impish is true. And if Biradori is something so obscure that no one in my chat knows what it is, and Maid Cafe is, like, probably loving under the circumstances, then maybe Electronics Store is brave? You can't beat me at deduction when I have at least a vague understanding of what's going on. What were we doing? Oh yeah, we had a screw loose. This is just the field.
Why was Jin Furue...
Alright, I think we're done with X-Ray. No, wait, what was I on? Was that not X-Ray? X-Ray, thermal... That was weird. Didn't I transition normal, X-Ray, thermo? What weird thing just happened? Did I have, like, a dissociative episode in the middle of clicking buttons? It's gotta be normal vision, right? There's, like, nothing else to look at. Guess I'll look at the police line? Question mark? Oh, Castle Arc says, Google Translate this Biradori as collecting leaflets. Yeah, that does sound pretty crazy. So, it is an interesting hobby, to be sure. Wait, now the hint thing is saying there's an odd spot on the ground. But I looked at that, didn't I? Hello? Is it, like, legitimately, like, glitching? Aren't the only odd spots the screw and the oil? What else would I be looking for at? Wherefore at also else looking? Hello?
What's this?
What? Didn't I click everything in X-Ray and, like, didn't I specifically click everything in X-Ray and then say to myself, I guess we're done with X-Ray. And then I came back to X-Ray and clicked everything again, and this time I got, what's this?
Hey, look at the halfway line. It's hard to tell because of the white chalk, but...
I see slight grooves in the ground with the X-ray mode. Is this a tire tread?
A bike, maybe.
It would have to be. It couldn't be a four-wheeled vehicle, because then one of them wouldn't overlap the chalk line.
If that were the case, we would see evidence of 2 overlapping tire treads. But there is only the one.
So, something with one wheel.
No, a bike would work in theory, right? Because they would be in a line. Like, it wouldn't generate two distinct patterns, probably. Not without, like, a really sophisticated degree of imaging.
This tire track. It looks familiar.
Tire.
That should complete the investigation.
Alright. So now we know who the killer is. That's what you mean, right? We finished the investigation?
Using the evidence we found, we can replay Terror's actions.
This won't go good.
How did Terror move the body to where it was found? That's what we need to figure out.
Let us begin.
Most of the clues don't tell us that. Only, like, one of them seems relevant.
How is the body carried without leaving footprints?
We should consider how exactly it was carried.
Moto unicycle?
How the corpse ended up where it did.
Yes.
Picture an egg.
Yeah, let's get ready to picture an egg, everyone. Rev up the imagination copter. I mean, over the soccer field feels like it is the most correct of these, right? Because, like, the evidence suggests that someone just, like, scooted over the chalk line in such a way that it wouldn't leave an obvious impression, and then left the body halfway and kept going. I feel like a more precise selection would be appropriate, but drop from above doesn't seem right here. Like, there's evidence of someone traveling on the ground. I mean, if you wanted to get real pedantic, you could say you dropped it from a vehicle, but I don't feel like that's what this implies. Teleportation is clearly not what they want us to get, and thrown from the seats doesn't make sense regardless. So, soccer field?
There was no additional damage to the body. If it was dropped from above or thrown from somewhere, that wouldn't be the case.
Correct. Now consider the lack of footprints.
Or, if you will, picture an egg.
There were no footprints. But we did find other prints, right?
What specifically?
Where are the prints? Why does this even require my input? It's literally the only thing I can select.
Right here, on the halfway line. You see the tire track?
Something with one wheel was used to carry the body.
Something with just one wheel made this track.
What was it?
It was Shoma's robot, wasn't it? Spinny ring thing? Hey, what's spinny ring thing? I'm pretty sure it's Shoma's robot. I mean, the track seems too big for it to be a unicycle. I don't know why they want to discount bike, but they made it clear that it can't be bike.
I think it was a robot. The screw we found in the grass.
That's such fallacious reasoning. A screw could come from, like, any sort of mechanically assembled thing. And oil could come from mostly anything with an engine. Like, these aren't evidence that it's a robot.
You have to think they're connected.
They could be connected to, like, any motorized thing.
Perhaps a one-wheeled robot. But we cannot conclude that it was a robot based on this evidence alone.
I guess not. But those tire marks looked familiar.
Hey, are you dating Shoma? It's the future present.
Let us imagine it was a mono-wheel robot.
It says, you're a serial killer and you use a unicycle? Listen, man, gas prices are super high right now. You gotta make some concessions.
And it carried the body along the halfway line.
Yeah.
Let us begin recording.
Huh? Recording?
Okay, Miss Star in the Making.
Why do we program all the AI this way?
I am the director slash cameraman, Aiba Kurosawa.
Kurosawa?
You don't know Kurosawa?
Oh, right! That guy.
I don't think she knows who Kurosawa is.
I am going to start rolling soon, so please show me your best acting.
I think that's how all the best directors lead into their productions.
Hold on. I don't even know what this is.
Was Terror juggling too? Yeah, I think it turns out that Tuxedo Mask is actually like a Russian bear trained to perform for the circus, and they were in it together.
No talking back to your director. You're an actress.
I'm a police officer.
That is basically the same thing. For both jobs, you need to show some skin.
Neither job requires showing skin.
Enough worrying about the little details. You simply need to play the part of terror.
Back when I lived in Boston, I distinctly remember one instance where I was just like walking to meet a friend, and I saw someone like carrying like a bag of groceries on a unicycle, and I was just like power to you, person, because like I can't imagine successfully riding that in an urban area with free access to my hands for additional balance.
Why?
Let us begin. Ready? Action!
She seemed very concerned.
My name is Terror. 'Twas I who cut Jin in half.
I like that she's like holding it like a spirit bomb.
Now I shall carry this corpse to the center of the pitch.
Oh, this is some superb acting.
So that's the difference between Tama and Aiba, is that Tama likes none acting and Aiba likes bad acting.
So, how are you going to accomplish that?
Using this!
I continue to maintain
use this robot remotely and
that it feels weirdly redundant to me that like it wants you to basically figure out the whole reenactment with like random disjointed clues, and then at the end it shows you what you already had to figure out. Like it doesn't feel useful at this point.
This is hard. Things look dicey there, but I got it back.
I mean, that's relatively plausible, although I feel like if a screw came out and it was enough to like free a flow of oil, it would leave more than one spot on the field, right?
I did it.
Cut! Wonderful. Great acting. I especially liked the performance of your eyes. You have the eyes of someone who has actually killed a man before.
This will be the second thing I say on dates. First, what is your body made of? And secondly, you have the eyes of someone who has actually killed a man before. I'm building up an effective repertoire, I think.
Can you not say that, please? Anyway, this robot.
Neko asking the important questions of, like, how do you carry the body to keep the guts from falling out? The game has made precious little information available as to, like, how that works at all. It's one of the reasons, although it's not one of the more compelling ones, that makes me think that it's, like, clones, that they're, like, engineered as half a body.
Aiba, you were thinking the same thing, huh?
Ooh, good call, Sarah. And then make Tokiko face. Actually, I think maybe a good third thing would be like ask them when their birthday is, and then just sing Happy Birthday as profoundly creepy as Tokiko did in the last installment. I really enjoyed that, but also it's very upsetting.
Yes, I saw it before as well.
Shoma's one-wheeled robot.
I worked really hard and got a trophy for that. Those are really annoying to get trophies from. I don't like the virtual reality segments. Conceptually, they're fine. I have no problem with the idea, but the execution is like always weird.
Do you recall the grooves on that tire?
But it just can't be. Shoma can't be Terror.
Yeah, but like maybe he, it's a gig economy, so like now that he's like a young adult, maybe instead of driving Uber or whatever, he's got like a task rabbit job moving corpses on soccer fields.
Despite the circumstances, the possibility is not zero.
Good point. And then like when they're reacting with sheer horror from you singing happy birthday to like it not probably being their birthday that day, you just calmly tell them, look, even if I died, I would just resurrect myself. And then like probably go into like a whole spiel about how all of reality is most likely a simulation.
No way.
The best thing to do is confirm with him directly.
And then, like before you leave, you just hit him with like one of these. Just like, yeah.
Where is Shoma?
Unknown.
Really?
I cannot locate his GPS signal.
Yeah, I'd be upset if this wasn't like exactly how he normally operates.
His smartphone is either off or somewhere with no reception.
So sending a Nile message is pointless too. Guess we have no choice but to look for him.
That's one way of looking at the situation.
Where could Shoma be?
Naturally, we should head to the Enda residence. There is also a high likelihood of him being at Brahmin or Matsushita Diner.
Hey, quick question. So, I'd say we can more or less confirm that this version of the present extends from the branch of the past where, we went to the cathedral and there was the cave-in. Like, it seems like that's pretty much necessary. So doesn't that mean that Komeiji has been dead for 6 years? And if so, like, how was this like 12-year-old boy able to pay for that house? What? I have logistical questions. Neko suggests that's when you stare at each other's buttholes. Nah, but see, then you get friend zoned, right? Like, you see each other's buttholes when you're like really good friends. I learned that from this game. This game taught me important information about buttholes.
I think I've seen him testing his robot at Yoyagi Park too.
While not directly related to Shoma, there are records of Jin Furue being hospitalized at Central Hospital.
Maybe we can ask about Jin too.
We should also head to Sekiba High.
You wanted to see a mermaid today, right?
That's where the second body in the HB case was found.
That's really... Oh, I get it. Because the first body... The second half of the first body appeared. They're thinking that the second body... second half would appear next. But, like, this isn't the studio, so I would think that even if it followed that, like, chronological order... the second half of Chikara would appear like literally anywhere other than the school seems more likely.
Where should we go first?
You could go to Brahmin for some reason. Where's Matsushita Diner for no thanks. I want to go to Yoyagi Park because even if we don't find Shoma right away, maybe we'll find Lien and we can learn about the shoes. This is very important to me. Neko asks, but how are you going to date someone you aren't friends with? But see, it's tricky. It's tricky because, like, you don't want to go too far down the friendship path early on. Because, like, supposedly, like, people sort of subconsciously categorize people. And if they categorize you as a friend, then they are unlikely to consider you for a romantic relationship without some significant change to the relationship. Look, it's Lien, and...
Looks like Shoma isn't here.
Who is that with him?
Right.
Huh? Isn't that...
Kizuna and Lien.
Kizuna? She seems very short. Is she, like, in a wheelchair?
They might know where Shoma is. Let's go!
We didn't really get to see what happened to her after the incident. Oh, she is in a wheelchair.
Big sis.
Oh, hey Mizuki.
Well, I'm happy they're together, but I'm sad because I like Kizuna, and I feel bad that this happened to her. She just got kidnapped, and then this sad. She could still wear the shoes, Sarah. Don't say that. Obviously going to start this with "You Still Love Kizzy."
Of course. My feelings haven't changed a bit.
like his answer suggests that we haven't talked in 6 years, which is weird if she still refers to us as big sister. That's a great point, Castle Arg. She could definitely still eat donuts in the bathroom. Oh, but if she can't walk, she can't dance, and she'd love to dance. We definitely have to return to the past and fix this. Like, this isn't an acceptable present. I need for them to, like, get married at, like, a Cinderella-themed wedding where they have a fancy ball. Like, she can't not be able to dance. It's, like, one of her only interests that we know anything about. Other than bathroom donuts, which is, frankly, basic. We all feel that.
If anything, they've gotten stronger. When I'm with Kizzy, my heart soars. It soars so high, I feel like I can burst through the stratosphere and beyond the galaxy. It's my dream to fly. I remember telling you. So it's like my dream comes true whenever I see Kizzy.
Wow. To be honest, you don't seem like the kind of guy who's into commitment.
Why do you say that? I mean, like, he seems like he might be unreliable. He doesn't seem commitment phobic. They sound like they're related problems, but those are different problems.
I am. And as more proof, I'm working as a locksmith.
He is working as a locksmith. I knew it. And he's definitely gonna fix that freezer. And we're definitely gonna find half a body in it.
Kizzy said she doesn't like an unemployed man after all. I want to make enough money to be able to support her.
The end! The end's gonna make me ugly cry. I'm gonna have the leaky face. Oh, hang on. So sorry, my Tamagotchi calls. What light novel genre might get popular? Isekai, sci-fi, retirement home harem love comedy, stewed. Well, that's good, Neko. Neko says that her brother was friends with a girl for years before they started dating, and she had a similar experience. But, like, let me ask you this. Did someone overcommit by showing each other their buttholes too early? Because I feel like that's a real problem. No, but this is important. We have to be very close to digivolving Oda into something. I feel like... I mean, if for no other reason than the fact that I feel like retirement home harem love comedy is, like, definitely a genre that, like, Mama would support. I feel like that's dangerous territory, because we're looking to get something that opposes Mama on the Digimon type chart, which isn't a thing. Don't worry about it. I don't know what stewed is. Sci-fi could be brave. Sci-fi could be brave. It's really hard to gauge. Stewed? Yeah, Isekai also seems possibly brave. I think it is likely between the two. It might be a case where we can choose one of the two, like break the tie, by trying to figure out something that isn't... I think loving is the one we're trying to avoid most. I think... No, wait. No, I think crazy's the one we're trying to avoid most. I'm really not sure. I like to imagine that I have a better understanding of this than I actually do. Stewed will be crazy because it doesn't sound like a real thing. But maybe it is a real thing and it just doesn't sound like it to me because this game assumes I know things about Japan I don't know. It just, like, I guess I'm just... I don't know why you would specify retirement home harem love comedy instead of just, like, harem comedy? Yeah, avoid stewed, avoid retirement home seems correct. I feel like I probably more likely want sci-fi or isekai. I think isekai is, like, slightly more likely to be impish if it was something other than brave. I think I want Brave, so I'm gonna go sci-fi. That didn't work. That didn't work. That didn't work. We must reset. Goodbye, Mama. I won't see you for, like, a while, hopefully. Do you think she has a new shtick, like, 6 years from now? Alright, so I need... Hey, it's not a shrimp-related question. Brave, loving, crazy. Yeah, I need Impish at this point. I need Impish to get to Oda. Impish is bad. Impish leads to Mama, which does suggest that there are... It suggests, it doesn't confirm, but it suggests that there are multiple traits that apply to one evolution over the other, which I think also accounts for the fact that it has, on some occasions, taken longer, like more questions to digivolve. No, I was after Brave. Because I was operating under the reasoning, and this might not be correct, but I was operating under the reasoning that, like, the 4 cardinal directions each represent one of the 4 traits. So, like, loving is left on the chart, impish is right, brave is up, and crazy is down. And so within Oda, I was trying to go up, which would be brave, if that's correct, which I don't know for sure. No, like, impish loving is, like, definitely what gives you Mama. Like, definitely. But, like, I thought part of that might be because our impish was already pretty high, because impish seems to be a defining characteristic for Oda. So I thought I was trying to avoid loving and get brave instead. What weather do you like? Sunny day, rainy day, snowy day, windy day. You think snowy day is impish, Anime? Also, is that you just showing up? You sneak in here, Anime? No, you didn't. I think I missed you before, though. Yeah, actually, been here a minute. Sorry about that, Anime. Hi. I feel like snowy day might be intense enough that it might be considered crazy by these, or maybe like windy day would be. It's like, does anyone like a windy day? Like, some people like rain, some people definitely like snow, but like, does anyone just like, it's too windy? So, like, I could see rainy day being loving as it's kind of a romantic notion, maybe, possibly. Could be sunny, though. Sunny could be like, I could see windy being brave by nature of, like, you feel like you can endure it or something. I trust Anime's instinct here and go snowy. We're starting with a clean slate here, and also might be a useful data point. Is indeed impish. Alright, back to this much more important conversation. Hey, about 6 years ago. Oh, you have a guide open. That does make it a little bit easier, Anime.
Sorry.
I haven't looked one up. No, it's fair game. I did state that if we ever got a duplicate, we could consult a guide. I don't want to do it right away, because it's going to be a relatively short stream, and I didn't want to spend stream time looking it up. But I was intending to have it for tomorrow, I guess. For next tomorrow?
I don't want to talk about it.
Doesn't want to talk about 6 years ago. Why are you here?
You can't tell.
No.
I'm asking because I can't tell.
A young girl and a guy walking in a park together.
Uh-huh.
Multi-level marketing scheme?
That seems most likely to me as well.
It's a date!
Oh, this was a date?
It's cold. They've been doing whatever this is together for 6 years. That's rough. That's rough, man.
Well, I guess it's not that formal. We just came here for a change of pace, for Kizzy. This is our favorite spot, you know?
This suggests that she will not accept his engagement shoes, which crushes whatever remained of my soul.
We've been on a ton of dates here.
I'm not certain she agrees.
It's practically our second home. Just a nice, relaxing spot for both of us.
Yeah, sure.
Oof. Oof. Nicker says I think she's his hostage. Cold, but it's starting to sound like that might be accurate. Kessler says, Leanna's the only one who takes me out. I have to say yes. That kind of sounds like her. I don't... She has a bit of an edge to the way that she will describe things, but, like, she also just has, like, a weird tendency to just, like, kind of go with whatever's going on to shut people up at a certain point.
No, I haven't seen him. What happened?
It's nothing. You don't need to worry about it.
It's possible he's, like, moving half bodies around or whatever. I was trivia! Leanne and Shoma became friends after the incident 6 years ago. Mizuki was the one who put them together. But, hold on. What do you mean, put them together? That sounds more like matchmaking/dating. Shoma lost his father 6 years ago. Mizuki thought it would be a good idea to introduce Leanne to Shoma to cheer him up. Nowadays, they're almost like brothers. Oh, I like brain-inverted character names at some point, didn't I? It's hard to tell who's older and younger. Sure, fair. Sure, fair. Okay. Kizuna. Yep, we start every conversation with the worst question. So, about that wheelchair.
Huh? What is it, Big Sis?
For some reason, I was compelled to say something insensitive, but the game required me not to say it.
Well, oh, the wheelchair?
Again, some of the dialogue in this conversation makes it sound as though we haven't talked to each other in 6 years, which feels off.
You do not have to worry. I am used to it by now. As you know.
She definitely is more solemn, which I get, but, like, it's kind of tough to listen to.
The injury I received to my spine 6 years ago caused my legs to stop working. I have been in a wheelchair ever since. I will not be able to dance anymore, like I used to.
Alright, chat. I need everyone to emote some Vasco thumbs in chat. I need just like a wall of crying narwhals, please. This is important.
Dancing was the one thing that freed my heart. No more.
Oh my god, Kizuna!
But it would be inappropriate of me to complain. I was caught in an explosion, and yet I survived.
I feel like it's very reasonable to complain. You were kidnapped and then exploded.
It is a miracle that I am still alive. To not appreciate that fact would be a sin.
Kizzy.
Like, actually gonna cry. This is very upsetting. Do you know where Shoma is, even though your not boyfriend who's besties with him doesn't?
I'm sorry. I don't know. Damn.
Tell me about that fountain.
Hmm? Oh, I was just remembering about Big Sis. Not referring to you, of course.
The OG Big Sis.
Oh, the one you lived with from 9 to 15, right?
Seriously, it's already too late for me. I feel you. This is hard. Literally, the thing I was most invested in this game was, like, Kizuna and Leanne's happiness. And, like, the first thing we do when we get to the present is, like, it didn't go good. She can't dance ever again, and she also doesn't love him. And it's just like, no! All of my hopes and dreams. It's just like real life. Stop it. I'm trying to escape the world.
Yes. I used to come here with her often. I think it was summer, when I was 10 years old. I accidentally got my clothes dirty. It was my father's favorite imported outfit. I was scared that I was going to get scolded harshly by my father. I tried so hard to come up with a lie. Who could I blame? And as I was thinking, she pushed me into the fountain.
She what?
That's
I
cute.
was shocked, but then she jumped in after me. Let's do some laundry, she said.
Oh, like washing your clothes by playing in the water.
Yes, but she had another reason. As we splashed water on each other, I remember her saying, when you're feeling down, You should clean your heart.
That's a weird thing for a little girl to say, but then again, children kind of do that sometimes, huh?
It was not only my clothes that needed cleaning, but also my heart. I was trying to find an excuse, or come up with a lie that would have been caught right away.
Is this why you used to have a anatomically correct heart-shaped backpack?
But she, well, instead of coming up with a lie, she turned it into the truth. She even went beyond that and made it into something fun. It is not good to worry about things, to come up with lies. That was what she was trying to say, I am sure.
Actually, I think she might have just been a little unstable and wanted to splash you like super hard.
We went home together, soaking wet and laughing. Father laughed with us. I was just lost in that memory.
But not Uncle Father, right? You don't also have one of those, right? So why are you here?
Oh, nothing in particular. I am just not feeling well today.
Same, Kizuna. Sniff.
And Leanne was nice enough to invite me outside to get some fresh air.
I thought Kizzy was feeling a little down, so I called her, and sure enough, I told her, let's go to your favorite place.
You really understand her well, don't you?
Yeah, but she still doesn't like him.
Are you spying on her with a wiretap or something?
No, don't be ridiculous. It's true that maybe I've stolen some things in the past,
It's
but
maybe possible that I have an enormous key that opens all the magical holes in the universe.
I've never stolen someone's privacy.
It's an interesting way of framing that. About 6 years ago?
6 years ago. Big sis.
Yep. I lost my left eye in the explosion. But I don't even worry about it anymore. I got a good partner.
Indeed.
Oh, is that a false eye?
Yeah, something like that. If anything,
made of seaweed.
things have been even more lively for me.
You're
But what about your
damn
shoes? Tell me about your
right. Oh,
shoes!
quiet. Aww.
Aw.
Lively, I see. I need to head home soon.
Well, this has been a colossal bummer, thanks.
Huh? Already? We just got here.
I remembered that I have to do something.
Kizzy, what's wrong?
Why do you ask?
I don't ask, because I care?
It seems like you're worked up about something.
I believe you are mistaken.
Oh.
Wait, is it my fault?
What?
Yeah.
Do you not like being with me? Do you not like being seen with me?
Well, is that not how you feel about me?
What? What? This man wears his heart on his sleeve. It could not possibly be clearer that he does not feel that way about you. What are you talking about?
What do you mean?
I am sure you know what I mean.
No, I don't.
Mizuki, you were right. Kizuna is acting strange. Why not wink sync with her?
Why are we still acting like we're in the tutorial phase? Does she have a... Oh, she has her own gesture. They follow the same principle, though.
I know. Leon, you are only with me because you feel guilty.
That's the dumbest crap I've ever heard in my life. This man spent his life savings to buy you Cinderella shoes. Love him. That's what he needs. He needs a love me shirt. He needs Pater's love me shirt, and all will be well.
Your supposed feelings for me are just a farce. In truth, I feel nothing but guilt inside. Guilt for what happened 6 years ago.
Can we do a Somnium with Lien and have her present in the control room so she can see that that's not true?
Needless to say, you did nothing wrong, Leon. But that is not how you see it. You believe it is your fault for how I ended up.
I mean, I believe that he feels guilty about what happened to her, but only because he wanted to protect her. And I feel like him being around is because he loves her and wants to fix it, but he can't.
That is why you stayed by my side.
Castlelark says, this seems like a healthy relationship. Shut up! Look, I'm gonna find the nil number, and we're gonna go back in time, and we're gonna fix it. And yes, Xana will become a little bit stronger, but it'll be worth it.
I am just a burden. Please, Just leave me. I do not want to be the reason you ruined your life. Kizzy.
She is assuming Leon's feelings come from a place of pity. What is it?
Can I wink sync into Leon too?
Consecutively? The battery usage is quite high. I could use a recharge. I have low power.
Her eyeball's gonna turn off if we do that.
Come on, you can spare it.
Don't treat me like your allowance.
Can you please? I want to know Leon's true feelings.
This is considerably more important than stopping a serial killer. Come on.
I suppose. I will make an exception and use the emergency backup battery.
How many batteries can you fit in that eyeball?
I'm sorry. Kizzy, I couldn't save you. I couldn't protect you. And because of that, you're... But that doesn't change how I feel about you. I love you. From the bottom of my heart. I don't care about appearances. I don't care what happens. You and I, forever. Forever. Eternally.
Just like a sonata I once heard about. This isn't an abuse of power, Neko. This is the power of love.
They really do care about each other. We need to tell them about how the other really feels.
How? Hey, I just read both your minds, and guess what?
Honestly, you could do worse than that.
Is that what you want to say? Not to mention, it is tactless to wedge yourself into other people's romances.
Alright, I'm shutting eyeball off. She's no longer allowed to have input here. That says, Leon is best boy and deserves good things. Kizuna as well. I mean, yes, I obviously agree with that. But, I also want you to appreciate and contrast against what the previous game would have you believe was, a somewhat similar relationship, which was Iris and Ota. Iris and Ota. Iris and Ota. And just, consider how wildly different that is, where it's I want Iris to get a restraining order on Ota pretty much the whole time. And these two, I will kill everyone in Japan and then myself if they don't end up together. Iris and Ota weren't together, right? I mean, at least one of the endings of that game implies that they get together. This game steps it back a little bit, but still implies that that door isn't closed, I think, thus far.
This needs to be solved between them.
Iba, how old are you now?
I am turning 12 this year.
So that's 65 in human years.
I don't know what that math is.
I'm not a dog.
Anyway, I need to be going. Leon, thank you for today. But, please, you do not need to care about me anymore.
But... Kizzy...
There she goes.
There she goes again.
Unfortunate, but we are not relationship therapists. We have another job to do.
Nothing could be as important as this, Iba. You're a terrible influence.
Find Shoma.
It's the end. I first met him 6 years ago. He hasn't changed much. He's holding the same non-alcoholic beer. Oh, I'm sad now. Alright, let's go to Shoma's house. I'm sure nothing depressing will happen there. Castle Arg says, the only ending that implies they're together is when So Sejima is in Iris's body. You mean Saito Sejima, right? That doesn't change the fact that there's a world in which the game wants you to think that that happens and that it's a happy ending.
Looks like Shoma isn't here.
Hey, Mizuki. What are you doing in the kotatsu?
You're not supposed to go under the kotatsu unless you're invited. I learned that from this game.
Kotatsus are perfect on a cold day. They make you really sleepy.
You do realize this is breaking and entering.
You know, if left unchecked, it really does feel like Mizuki could just become, a dangerously violent version of Date. Which, in some ways, seems obvious, but, also is just really concerning.
It's fine. When I was here before, Shoma said I could just come in anytime.
How long ago was that? How many years?
I believe that kind of sentimentality has worn off in the modern age. Anyway, let us search.
Yeah, let's look for oranges.
No, the one-wheeled robot. We need to
Cephobot.
check if it was Shoma's robot that carried the corpse.
Usually lives in the
No
closet.
one-wheeled robot in here. It was in here before.
It's probably off moving another half a body. Okay, at least Ada Rooster isn't, like, waiting to curse us in the stew pot.
It's Ada Rooster! He's the manager at the fried chicken shop that Ada works at.
Why does the rooster work at the fried chicken restaurant?
That is a peculiar situation.
No oranges in the fridge. Can't leave yet. Kotatsu?
Hey, perv, don't look!
Who are you talking to? You're the one who peeked.
Machine part.
Alright, question time.
Burner.
A lion is tied up on a 10-foot chain. What is the area of grass the lion would eat?
I ain't come here to answer
Let me
math
think.
questions.
Approximately 314 square feet.
The correct answer is 0 square feet. Lions don't eat grass.
But Lian eats grass sometimes.
I don't question that. I accept that implicitly.
What kind of little kid logic is that?
Hey, my name is Penny Ben. Nice to meet you.
Hi, Penny Ben. You will give me nightmares.
This thing talks?
Strange name, too.
Could it be hidden in here?
I doubt it. I'm concerned by the fact that the dresser appears to have only towels.
It wouldn't fit.
Alright, I apparently looked everywhere.
We couldn't find the robot anywhere.
And no other leads.
Yeah, no oranges either.
We were not able to find
Who
orange.
cares about the oranges? In any case, we have no time to waste.
That's not true. We definitely have time.
Let's head elsewhere.
But it's so cold outside.
You're the one who picked that outfit. Let's get going. Any day now.
Oh, hang on. Whoa, what? Why did it give me the notification that there was a question ready when there wasn't a question ready? That's weird. I don't think I made that up. I think it buzzed. Let's go see... Ooh. There's 2 bad places we could go to get food. We were just talking about Oda. Maybe I can imply some of that physical violence. Mizuki has 3 cats and a human-shaped trench coat. Stop pretending. I mean, it's sort of an unspoken truth, right? Also, oh my god, look! New outfits! Which makes sense. But somehow Oda's outfit is worse.
Oh my gosh!
But, I mean, so like, Iris's outfit, pretty logical extension of her previous look. I don't think I hate it.
Daddy does
It's honestly maybe a little nicer than before. But like, yeah, I don't know what's happening with like Oda's hair. Like, just pretty much all of it I don't like.
What about you, Ota?
Daddy does not approve!
They better not be dating now. I mean, we were just talking about it.
Gosh!
No, I haven't seen him either. Shoma always comes in alone, and he usually leaves without saying anything.
I see.
She's just a character from Rainbow Bright. She's just Rainbow Bright.
Do you think Shoma saw that video too?
If he did, it wouldn't be good.
Video?
Oh god. There's a new one? Now it's ready. What do you think of shrimp? Ah, boy. Ah, jeez. By now I should have all of the outputs to this one memorized. So... red is... crazy. Hard to eat is impish? It says, Oda didn't look as bad in the last game. Somehow his hair is worse and his outfit looks like unicorn vomit. Yeah, that all seems fair. It seems as though he's trying to grow his hair into some sort of geometric defense shape. Like he wants it to be armor or something. Imagine, like, gelling, like, backwards hair spikes coming out of your hair. Like, I know it's like an anime convention and whatnot, but, like, that's just, like, kind of a lot, huh? Just feels like a lot of work for that look. I think it was hard to eat? Okay. Now trivia. Oda knows Shoma too. Iris introduced them to each other. These trivia are... I mean, I guess they're fun. Sonic the Hedgehog looking dude. Yeah, there's gotta be a character in Sonic canon that has hair that specifically looks like this. It's like clearly over-designed, right? Like, it literally seems as though, like, he's trying to grow, like, two competing anime hairstyles out of his hair. And, like, they're both losing the battle because they're attached to Oda. You know what I mean? You don't look 30 years old.
You think so? I have been making some progress lately.
What sort of progress?
I've gained a lot of life experience. I'm a refined adult now.
I don't know about experience, but you did change up your look.
Change isn't necessarily positive.
If there was a contest for adults who don't look or act their age, you'd do well.
Zing!
So you're saying I look really young? That's a compliment.
Young? Don't you mean more like childish?
Oh, yes. Yes, please. Please let this be the new dynamic. That Iris has now spent so much time with Oda that she's, like, openly hostile towards him. Please.
Oh, stop, Tessa. You're embarrassing me.
What? Don't take that as a compliment, too. Now I feel like I'm a One Piece character.
She means that I'm as cute and pure as a child in the prime of their youth.
Please clarify that that is not what you meant.
I don't think that's what she meant.
I suppose his positive thinking is what allows him to retain his youth.
I'll ask the question that everyone in chat is asking. You're not gonna cut your hair?
I've been busy. I haven't had a chance to cut it.
You're really busy, huh?
Want me to cut it? Snip, 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 snip.
Iris is insane. So, like, on the one hand, I feel like he should submit to that implicitly, without question. Like, I definitely feel like you should just be like, yes, Iris giving me a haircut? Yep. But also, I feel like she is implying that she will just cut randomly and probably inflict harm. Yeah, right? Oops, got your ear.
How long is this gonna take?
Really? You'll cut my hair? Well, I think I'll save that experience for later. I want to grow it out longer so I have as much haircut time with Tessa as humanly possible.
I don't like you. I don't like you more now that 6 years have passed. That definitely hasn't happened.
Longer hair does not take longer to cut.
Ota, if you're gonna head this restaurant, you should care more about how you look.
Hey, that's actually what Gen from Brahmin said too.
And he dresses like that. I just want you to keep in mind the context. that this man looked at Oda and said, hey, dude, maybe take like a second to think about your appearance and how it reflects on your work. Says this guy!
But it's not like spending more time on my appearance is gonna make my food taste better.
That's probably what your dad thought too, huh?
Besides, I get plenty of customers.
Alright, now we have to immediately follow up with this sarcastic comment. This place is poppin'.
Well, yeah, with my cooking skills, that's to be expected. I think history will call me the chef blessed by the culinary gods.
I know we're technically like an officer of the law, like technically, but like there has to be an exception about assault with a deadly glowing lead pipe if the victim is Oda, right? Like that has to be allowed. Like, what jury would convict you, right?
Okay, but the only customer here is Iris, though.
Because I'm on break. Didn't you see the sign?
I did not see the sign.
During regular business hours, I don't have time for breaks.
Ota is not exactly exaggerating. Matsushita Diner offers affordable, tasty food. Queues often form.
Nope. This is the darkest timeline. There's no way I believe that. None. We immediately have to go to Brahmin and have them tell us that he makes $1 trillion a day. Because as much as I don't like Gen, there's no way that it's possible for Oda to be more successful than him.
Out the door.
So it actually gets pretty crowded, huh?
Yeah, and I welcome the challenge. I don't want to lose to Gen.
Why are you two competing anyway?
He talks about me like some kind of mortal enemy or something.
Yeah, you sort of earned that, though. Have you seen you or talked to you or just any kind of interaction at all, really?
I hear him talking trash about me. He says I'm not dedicated to my cooking, not determined to be the best.
Like no one ever was.
But I want to prove to him that I'm better, and I do it my way. Just you watch. I'm gonna make Matsushita Diner super popular. I'll have 3 Michelin stars one day.
So, you're still Iris's fan, huh?
Of course. I'm still Tessa's #1 fan, after all. It's my duty to support her. I name search her on Twitter and defend her to anyone talking trash.
Okay, like, we obviously know that that's probably a lie, given his past experience in the first game. But, like, what's happening to his face and why does it look like that? Is he doing that on purpose? Can we do, like, the face-off surgery, but, like, instead of putting, like, John Travolta's face on him, just take it away? Just no face?
I even use multiple accounts so she can rise to the top of trending.
Yeah, he definitely still, he's still sock puppeting or whatever.
I am devoted, day and night.
Thank you for everything you do, Ota. Iris, you really shouldn't be adding more fuel to the fire here.
I'm glad that Mizuki's, like, hitting people with the reality or whatever they said in the Somnium before. It's like, I feel like she was willing to be, like, critical of Date and, like, wasn't as willing to challenge her friends, even though most of the characters she interacted with were, like, actually insane. But, like, now she's kind of like, no, you're all, like, very stupid.
Fire!
Oh, God. Oh, no.
Hot Pot Tessa!
I'm still mad about the fact that they switched it from Aset to Tessa, and now the words don't rhyme. And, like, what little sense this gimmick had before no longer makes sense.
Shipping!
Freight, crate, Tessa!
Airplanes!
High flight, Tessa!
It's the brand new star of the networld, Tessa! Also known as ASAT! You bet!
It continues to roll right off the tongue. So about that video.
Mizuki, do you know about the video uploaded to ViewCube?
I haven't heard about it before.
I haven't heard of any video on ViewCube. I basically don't know what that is.
There is a rumor that people who saw it are going missing.
stop watching it.
Do you think it's like that urban legend from 6 years ago?
This time around, it seems like it's really happening.
You said that last time. Because something had previously happened like that.
Do you think Shoma saw that video too?
He could have.
No, I think he's working for Terror or some nonsense.
Because it was Shoma who solved the BATS 490 code 6 years ago.
Alright, now I have to think about this. Because he gave us two different answers about, like, why he pointed us to the Horodori Institute last time. And on one of the timelines, he said he just lied and, like, he never solved it. What did he say on the other one? I don't remember now.
Is there a code hidden in the new video too?
I wouldn't know. If I saw it, I would have disappeared.
Yeah, a much tougher one than the last.
Oh, come on, Oda. Like, you solved the last one? How could you even compare it?
I've been trying to figure it out, but I've got nothing.
Why would you want to figure it out? What a scrub.
I've been thinking about how and why exactly the people who watch the video end up missing.
Mizuki, you've known about this for like 20 seconds. What do you mean you've been thinking about how and why exactly people who watch the video disappear? What are you talking about?
My guess is the people who solve it end up mind-controlled.
Yeah, I think that's right, Kat. Yeah, I think you're right. I think in reality he did solve it, and when he said in the one timeline that he didn't, he was lying. Because he didn't trust us? But I think that's also the timeline... I think, well... I mean, I guess he only said that to Ryuki anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But I think he did ultimately say that solving the video is how he learned about knives, and then we know that because he learned about knives, he became a believer in the simulation theory. And that's why he has that one Somnium with all the micro houses.
Like Project Bluebeam or MK Ultra.
Oh, good.
It's a project by NASA that projects lasers and holograms into the atmosphere.
No, I think you're describing like a Disney theme park show.
They say it's for investigating the atmosphere and ionosphere, but in reality, it's a scheme to take over the world.
No, I think that's World of Color. I think you're talking about World of Color.
The idea is they can project images of aliens, UFOs, God, anything they want.
They can do that. Why aren't they doing that?
It tricks the people of Earth into thinking the planet is being invaded or something. That way, they can unite the world under the false pretense of fighting back against a foreign threat. It gets the people of the world to abandon their allegiances to religion or any one nation, and instead unify under a new world order.
I like how, like, neutral-faced Iris is. I mean, she loves crap like this, but I love that she's not being critical or excited about it. She's just like, I acknowledge that.
So this video is kind of the same idea. Project an image into your mind that makes you think a certain way.
That's such an erroneous conclusion to draw based on, like, nothing. He's like, I heard a conspiracy theory. I assume it applies. What about MK Ultra?
is the code name for a top-secret project that the CIA was running that tested different kinds of mind control. Their so-called experiments were inhumane, even torturous, all to try to prove mind control exists.
This art is done by the person who did 9 Persons, 9 Hours, 9 Doors, and I appreciate it.
They forced unsuspecting patients to take LSD, did electroshock therapy, hypnosis, and the results of their experiments.
Does he have, like, creepy, like, bags under his eyes face? He's, like, way too excited about this.
We're all destroyed, so no one knows anything for sure.
Hey, which one are we gonna wink sync with? Iris or Oda? Oh my god. The first thing we can say to her directly is, "You've matured!" That's a normal thing.
Thank you. You're a super popular internet idol at Lemniscate.
Oh no, I'm not really that big a deal. Not to mention there's a ton of new talent. If I take my eyes off my dream for even 1 second, they'll pass me by.
It's pretty cool that you haven't let fame get to you. And you're still serious about chasing your dream, Iris.
A high chair at the table behind Iris?
Well, things are different now. I'm not a teenager. I can't rely on my youth or make cringy comments anymore.
Ooh, what do you think the time to cringy comment is from this statement? Is it the immediate next line of dialogue? Or do we have to wait a little bit?
I need to work hard and prepare for the winter. Like the ant and the grasshopper. I've got to leave my mark on the net world. I really want to chug with you.
There it is. It didn't take long.
I would classify that as cringe.
Don't worry, Iris. It's part of your charm.
We'll go with that. About the video.
Ota, you know about the video, right? I hope Shoma's okay. Anyway, don't watch that video again. Consider it an order from the president of Lemniscate.
Get wrecked.
If those rumors are true, it could be dangerous. Understand? Yes, ma'am. You think she really understands?
I think she understands and doesn't care.
I do not believe there is any point in asking.
Same difference. Oh, hang on.
Iva, can you show me the video?
I have already found it. It is posted to ViewCube under the name Nirvana Trial.
Nirvana Trial already existed.
Nirvana? Can you play it?
At once.
So are we gonna have a reaction to it because we got infected by syncing with Ryuki? Is that possible? I can't tell if there's like minor, like this. We definitely saw this. This video existed. I don't know if there's like minor differences, but like this. Is that a record? Probably not for Twitch. Iris' signature move is to like zag when you think that she's gonna stand still. This is the one that has like the folder with the weird letters, right? I mean, it's got the falling toilets. But no donuts.
I didn't get anything from that.
Understatement.
But there is a high likelihood that this is related to the HB case. Did you notice the similarities?
The code that Shoma decoded, Bats 490, and the QR video.
Yes, the video from 6 years ago linked to Jin Furue from our investigation.
It can't just be a coincidence.
Did you not notice the falling toilets? That's a great question. I feel like I even shouted it out the last time we saw them.
The rumors about the missing people must have something to do with the HB case for sure.
Yes. We do not know for certain if Shoma saw the Nirvana trial video, but it is all the more reason to find him as soon as possible.
Hey, Mizuki. Huh? Yeah, I'm fine.
You were pretty spaced out there for a while.
I'm fine. I'm gonna head out and look for Shoma. Let me know if you find anything. Yeah!
Got it.
I didn't get a chance to ask Iris about the incident from 6 years ago. And then we have to sync with one of them. Someone pick who do we sync with.
6 years ago? From Davida? Yeah, do you remember? That's not something I can just forget.
Really? Because I think those robots can just like pew pew and then get rid of the memories.
I saw half a body appear out of nowhere. I saw it explode and... Why are you asking me about it now? Well, here's the thing.
What if, hypothetically, what if like the other half of Jin Furue showed up on like, I don't know, just like spitballing here like a soccer field, like a football stadium?
It must have teleported.
Dude, what's happening with the hair on these character models? Like, I didn't point it out, her hair's been doing some weird stuff, but it's like clearly just covering up the text box that has her name in it. It doesn't feel like that's intentional. Like, just look at, that doesn't look right.
It got stuck in another dimension, and half the body got sucked in. The body got sliced in half, then time traveled 6 years to now.
That's like basically the same thing she said last time.
Jeez, bodies cut in half, blowing up, showing up out of nowhere? How do you explain it if it's not paranormal?
Without invoking the paranormal, I'd say that a one-wheeled robot did it.
If I may, the questions of how the body appeared and how it detonated were answered by subsequent investigation. The carbon nanotubes and a thermite reaction.
Right, but that doesn't explain how the other half of the body showed up.
I don't know how important it is, but I have to say that I'm like pretty confused as to, like, what information from 6 years ago we actually have about, like, Ryuki's investigation and what we don't.
That strange occurrence can't be explained by science alone. What I think happened is something like the Bermuda Triangle manifested here.
Yeah, obviously.
On the east coast of North America, in the Atlantic Ocean, there's a spot called the Bermuda Triangle. Tons of ships and planes and stuff have vanished without a trace there. There's a bunch of theories, but no one can really explain the how and why. Some people think it's a miniature black hole. Others think aliens abducted them. There's even one story about a corpse that was found in the area. He died 64 years ago, but the body didn't age a day.
I hate to be the bearer of bad news, given Iris's enthusiasm for the topic, but the Bermuda Triangle is an urban legend.
I mean, you could basically say this to virtually anything she wants to talk about.
The kind of examples she mentioned are usually misunderstandings, exaggerations, or completely fabricated. In other words, the mysterious aspects of the Bermuda Triangle are entirely man-made. According to calculations, the probability of a vessel going missing in that area is no different than any other place.
But what if that's what they want you to think, Aiba?
I don't want to spoil her fun. I'm not gonna tell her.
Alright, Neko called not Oda for Wink Sync, so let's see what Iris is thinking and whether it's Bermuda Triangle related.
Eggplants, eggplants, I love eggplants.
This is, word for word, exactly what I thought I would experience here.
I love eggplants. Moppo, Moppo, I love Moppo tofu.
Like, if I had written down my theory and sealed it in an envelope, I'd be able to just, like, show that off. What's... Oh, I must have missed the window to... Let's just... Okay. How do you like your engine to be supplied air? Well, I haven't seen that one before. I can't begin to guess. I don't... Really should have prepared a link for, a guide here. And are you still hanging out? Like, just like in a vacuum. Sarah just asks, IX? I don't know. So, because we got relatively close to it, I wanna go Oda's path and then get whatever is above him. And I'm fairly certain that means I need Impish. But I don't have even, like, a guess what these could be, really? Like, in a vacuum, I sort of understand some level of distinction between these answers. Like, what are you talking about supposed to be loving because, like, caring about cars isn't loving? Or is it supposed to be impish because it's, like, teasing? And then, like, loving is NA because it's not using some sort of supercharger and that's, like, better for the environment or something? NA would be brave because you're just not giving it air. I don't think that's true. I think NA sort of implies that you'd be, like, not applying some aftermarket thing to your car, and that you don't care. Oh, it's not, like, N/A? You think it is normally aspirated? I guess that's the same thing, right? Turbo is Turbo is impish? That's weird. Yeah, I wouldn't guess that. It's roast pork in the paddy fields, E. It's roast pork in the paddy fields, E. What? I don't know what that... How does that apply? Okay. We did everything here. Ramen.
Oh, Mame?
Are you functional? Is she, like, still mute or something?
Mizuki,
No.
what are you doing here?
Have you seen Shoma?
No, I haven't seen him here.
For some reason, my brain quickly read that as I haven't seen him before.
What about you, Guinea?
I haven't seen him recently.
I see.
Uh-oh. Gen knows about Shoma. Before the incident 6 years ago, Shoma frequented this place. His father must have brought him here. You okay?
I'm not feeling well.
Amame is like me. She's just like never doing
But
great.
I'm just tired. Don't worry.
You should go home and rest.
That's what I said.
Thank you for your concern. But I'd rather rest here. I don't want to be alone.
Always worried about her. Always.
Yeah, a little bit. Have you heard about the disappearances that have been happening lately?
Yeah, unfortunately.
Ota told me about it. All the people who went missing saw some new video that was uploaded to ViewCube.
I'm getting a feeling that this is connected to something bigger.
No, I'm sure it's not.
Something bigger? Like what?
Like a blimp or something.
Nirvana Initiative.
What?
Are you gonna, like, tell me what you know about it? Because you seem to know something 6 years ago and you weren't forthcoming about it.
It's just something I saw online. Some kind of terrorist attack or something being planned.
What do you think, Aiba? There are rumors to that effect, but nothing concrete. I do not have enough data to make a determination yet.
Anyway, that's what's got me scared. It's kinda creepy.
Why are you here?
Well, because...
I guess I didn't need to ask. You come here a lot, Mame.
Yeah, it's calming being here.
Because sometimes Gen will put on that song.
I would have preferred you said you liked the food.
Nah.
Of course I like the food too, but I like the atmosphere. And how you fit right in, Genny.
I should hope so. It's his establishment.
It's really calming. It's my favorite place.
Gen, what is in your freezer? I
Come
swear to
think of
God.
it, you come here to quiz me an awful lot. And sometimes you leave without even eating anything.
Well, you're the only one that likes my quizzes, Genny. When I ask Mizuki, she gets this look on her face.
Why do you not like quizzes?
Mame's questions are really niche.
Do they bother you, Genny?
As long as it doesn't get in the way of work, I don't mind.
It's nice seeing you two together. You're almost like father and daughter.
I guess Amame is like my daughter.
Don't say such horrible things. Maybe Mame has a father complex. Let us say terrible things instead.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh no, it just reminded me of my dad.
Right, your parents.
They divorced when I was little, so I've been separated from my dad. I really liked him, so I was really sad.
You really like your dad, huh?
I mean, she did just say that.
Yeah, he's the best.
Do you know where Shoma is? I don't know why you would.
No. Why do you ask?
I wanted to ask him something.
Did something happen?
I saw on the news that a corpse was found at the stadium.
Now, why on earth would you assume that that was connected? I mean, it happens to be true, but it's so weird for us to be like, hey, have you seen, like, an 18-year-old kid? And she's like, no, why? And then he's like, you know what? I heard about a murder. I bet he's involved.
Something related to that?
Actually, yeah.
Mame seems kind of upset, like always. Do you know where Shoma is, Gen?
Sorry, I haven't the slightest idea. He hasn't been here, and I haven't talked to him at all. How is he related to the incident at the stadium?
It's confidential. I can't tell you that.
Were you here last night? And also, can you tell me how many, like, millions of customers you have to make the accounting of the world balance?
Last night?
I was here last night. The only person I saw was a drunk, passed out Ryuki. What were you doing leaving your place unattended?
I think that was when I went to the convenience store to get some miso. I have tons of regulars. Sometimes I have them watch the place for me.
That seems like a weird thing to do and maybe not a great business practice.
I see. Ryuki was saying something about traveling to the mirror world, so I thought something happened.
Sounds like something a drunkard would say to me. The customer next to Ryuki was saying some weird things too.
Pardon?
When that king over there awakens, I'm going to disappear like a candle.
Pardon?
I'm not real, I'm just something that shows up in the king's dream.
Not a fan.
That sounds like a reference to Through the Looking Glass and What Alice Found There by Lewis Carroll. The story deals with themes of not being able to tell reality from illusion, mirror worlds and the like.
The customer ran off spouting that gibberish. I had to run after him to get him to pay for the food.
I thought you said you trusted your customers.
That guy wasn't a regular. When I grabbed him and got back, Ryuki was gone.
Yeah, we sort of abducted him and probed his mind or whatever. Don't worry about that.
Huh. I thought you said you went to go buy miso.
Oh, that's right. I guess I went to the convenience store before that.
Dude, there's like half a body in his freezer. Maybe multiple halves of multiple bodies.
I guess yesterday was pretty hectic, huh?
Yeah.
I guess I'll lie to the man.
Yeah, please do. You haven't been in a while.
Sorry, I've been busy with work.
Unfortunately, while I'm working, I don't eat at all.
Mame has been inviting me, but...
I don't like either of you.
Actually, you were the one who introduced me to this place, right, Mame?
Yeah.
Was it 6 years ago? I remember when I ate Genny's food for the first time, I was shocked by how good it was. It was the first time I felt that way since eating Ota's food.
Oh, please burn him.
Mizuki, don't talk about Ota here.
Why not?
He's a rival.
I hope this game ends with Gen, like, just physically assaulting Ota.
I'm heading home now.
Okay, bye.
Mame, you really don't look too good. Want me to take you to the hospital?
It's okay. I just need some rest.
Amame, you can rest in the back if you want.
Yeah. I might do just that.
I'm really curious how the voice actress for this character feels about the character art for her. She was like a pretty small player in the last game, like a background character who's dressed as a mermaid and got to say absurd things. And then she gets to be like a fairly prominently featured character in this game. But like, man, there's some complexity there.
Mame, are you sure you're okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Guess we'll take her word for it.
Mizuki, we're in the middle of an investigation.
Yeah, but like mermaids matter.
We should leave this to Gen.
Okay. Genny, please take care of Mame.
Yeah, no problem.
She mentioned the hospital. Let's go there. I think you're never, like, in a waiting room. You're always just, like, here.
Sorry to bother you at work. You're Jin Furue's...
Yes. I was his nurse when Jinny was here. I call him Jinny because he was still in his late teens when he was here.
That's not... That felt like a weird way to start this scene.
Of course. He grew up. He was a very important man.
Because, like, when we spoke to her, like, 6 years ago, she also happened to mention that she, like, had gotten a divorce or something. So when we start the conversation, like, you're Jin's? She's like, yeah, nurse or whatever. It's like, I mean, you're a nurse, but, like, it's weird for Mizuki to say, like, present tense, like, you're his nurse from before he died 6 years ago. Currently.
But to me, he's still that little kid.
Wink sync.
I've had enough with marriages. It's really a hassle to build up a relationship.
You gotta be really careful straddling that line. You don't want to compare buttholes too early. We've been talking about this. It is a struggle that we all deal with.
I'm too busy, and I'm almost 40.
Wow, she looks nothing close to 40.
She does look young for her age.
Alarmed Iba face. Hey, do you have any skills?
I can get them in the tightest spots.
The needle?
No, I'm talking about cars.
You're talking about parking?
What's your name?
My name is Hana Yonasu.
This ever happened before?
I don't know. I'm bad at remembering things. They call me an airhead, even though I'm a lifesaver.
They're types of candy. Do you get the joke?
I remember Ginny well. I heard he was born kind of frail, and he'd been in and out of the hospital since he was young.
You heard?
Yes. As I said earlier, I was only his nurse when he was in his late teens.
Seems like I haven't spent a ton of time in hospitals, to be fair, but it feels weird to have like a dedicated nurse if you're not like in the hospital long term. I'm not sure I've gotten the impression that that was the case.
What kind of illness did he have?
It was a visceral disease, though by the time he passed, he was completely cured.
I cannot search anything on Jin's illness. Those records have been completely wiped.
I
never thought he'd get so big. When I first saw him in the magazines, me and some older nurses that knew him were really surprised. When he was a kid, he was shy and really timid. He couldn't even use the restroom alone at night. He was so soft-spoken. I never thought he'd become so successful and become the president at a big company. But he was killed.
Well, he was split in half.
That's about it, though. I haven't seen him since he left the hospital.
Anything you noticed about him, seeing him from afar?
Well, let's see. He'd really changed.
He had, because, you know, when I knew him, he was one whole person, also known as two halves of one person. And ever since then, he's kind of been half a person, or two separate halves of a person. Tethered by chakra points and unknowable energy, of course.
Did he almost look like a different person?
Are you suspecting a change in identity?
Yeah, we can cross off twin or clone, but...
Why can we cross off clone? No, literally, why can we cross off clone? The only things that we've done to determine that there's no identity tampering are to, like, check that there's no surgery to alter his appearance and check his DNA. Those things would still be true of a clone, at least in theory. Like, yeah, on the one hand, I feel like clone has been a reasonable solution to this for a while, and I might be biased, but, like, I literally don't think we've done anything to disprove clone as a possible option in a world where the sync machine exists.
Maybe he was replaced by someone else.
No, I'm sure it was him. I only saw him in pictures and read about him, but he was a neat freak. Very meticulous. I could sense it in his words. I'm positive it was him.
No recap, even. Just, she says that, and then you go. And then you're done. Leave. Oh, Ryuki's here for reasons. He looks well. Why are you allowed here, and why isn't school
Ryuki,
operating?
What are you doing here?
Did they shut down the entire school 6 years ago? Because, like, we went there, like, several days after the murder, and they're like, it's still closed down because of the murder no one's investigating. Did it just never reopen?
Oh, Mizuki. Isn't it obvious?
That's a good face.
I'm here for the reinvestigation.
That's a good face.
Reinvestigation?
Wink sync. This is fine.
Ryuki. I cannot determine anything from him when he is in this state.
You okay?
Yeah, you look tired. You should go home and rest.
That's your answer to everything, Mizuki.
I don't have time to rest. I need to find the culprit. Besides, I had Tama tie me up tortoiseshell bondage style earlier, so I'm feeling good.
You know, we've gone this far, and I still don't really know what that means, and I think I'm good with that. Kessler says, yeah, it's been like this for 6 years. Just need more rest. Just more rest. That's basically what Boss said before, too, which is weird.
Yeah, you should definitely just head home.
It's all right now, because I am here. Half might.
He managed to say, like, most of that dialogue without moving his mouth. That's way scarier than most of what he's been doing. Ventriloquism.
Half for all. We are full-time heroes.
I can do anything. I'm like a superhero. I won't lose to the bad guys. And if anyone gets in my way...
Bang, zoom, straight to the moon.
Let it be. He is not capable of participating in normal conversation.
That's also true of, like, the majority of characters we interact with, and that doesn't stop us from treating them like people.
He's especially bad today.
We did sort of sync with him, and then, like, blew up subconscious reflections of him or something. Hey, about that case 6 years ago.
6 years ago?
Yeah, you were drunk last night and wouldn't tell me anything.
No. I don't want to talk about it.
But it might help with the investigation.
Stop trying to make me remember! It was a terrible, terrible thing. And you want me to talk to you about it?
That is enough. There is no use trying to get him to talk.
Yeah.
Reinvestigating what, Ryuki?
The investigation has only just begun. I need to keep my eyes wide open. I need to see the pieces. Lost beyond time. This is my case.
But, Ryuki, you're...
Hold on, Mizuki. Ryuki is not well. He is traumatized.
There's something I don't quite like about Iva's tone. I mean, like, yeah, I don't think he is in a position where you're gonna get much out of him. But I feel like everything you try to do to interact with Ryuki in the scene, she's like, he's not, like, worth your time. He's subhuman.
But in these circumstances, it is better to not push back against things he says. You may inadvertently make his condition worse by denying his delusions.
Really?
Yes. It is common practice for patients in Ryuki's condition.
Okay, Ryuki. Just don't do too much, okay?
That's definitely what I'm concerned about. Alright, let's see if we can find ourselves a save point. I assume it's gonna boot us out of here.
I know. The shrine. Ikume Shrine. I'll go there. It'll help me calm down.
And he gone? And he gone.
There he goes.
There is nothing we can do for him. It is best to let him be. Ryuki was traumatized by the events 6 years ago, and has been hurting ever since. He tried to return to work, but his symptoms worsened.
Yeah, he's supposed to be on leave of absence to get better, but...
That's been true for, 6 years, and it's clearly not doing much.
His symptoms have not improved. Anyway, there are no leads here.
Let's get going.
Fade very slowly to black. We continue to search for Shoma, but...
Where could he be?
Wow, this definitely is the weirdest iteration of this so far.
Maybe the video really did make him go missing.
Mizuki, you have a call. I will connect you.
Oh no.
Hey, Mizuki, I remembered something about Shoma. There's this place I hear he's been going to a lot. Horodori Institute of Genetics.
Huh? What's he going there for?
I haven't asked.
Horodori Institute.
I don't know why, but I guess he might be there. Thanks, Gen. I'll head over there.
Be careful.
You're not my Date, you can't tell me what to do. And even when he tries, I don't do it. So shut up. Nerd. The Horadori Institute of Bad Times. We headed to Horadori Institute. I showed my police badge and Shoma's picture when asking around,
Never seen that kid here.
But I didn't miss it. For a split second, the security guard's expression changed when I showed the picture. It's implied that all this happened. Just take my word on it. I promise. Source, dude, just trust me. Gotta use the thermo just in case.
There it is. His temperature is rising.
Did we, like, forget to do this scene? Like, this game has, like, a pretty good budget for what it is. Like, not a lot of corners cut. The ones that are cut, I will sometimes tease, but, like, they're pretty reasonable. But, like, what's happening here? It just kind of feels like we did the voice lines and forgot to animate the scene, and then the deadline came up.
He is lying.
In that case, we'll have to... Are we going to sync with a character we've never seen before?
Well, we made it inside at least. But where's Shoma?
Mizuki, I must protest against you doing anything rash. Boss will never let you hear the end of this.
I feel like I no longer understand Boss. This game wants me to believe that Boss will react much differently to things than she did in the first game.
What are you talking about?
You punched the security guard unconscious to get him out of the way.
Yeah, but, like, why did she hire us if she didn't want that to happen?
I didn't punch him. It was more of a kick.
Same difference.
Well, sorry, I'm not very good at covert ops, okay?
I mean, covert ops often involve kicking someone unconscious.
Anyway, I got this weird feeling. My gut is telling me that Shoma is caught up in some bizarre science experiment.
I don't know what would give you that impression.
Your gut is not a reliable source of information. This facility goes deeper. Shall we go?
Of course. I can't go back now.
Who the hell are you? How did you get in here?
Kick, punch, it's all in the mind!
Crap, they saw me.
You need to be more careful.
Intruder! We're calling the police!
Good luck, idiot, I am the police.
Yeah, the police are right here.
In your dreams, girl. Let's get her. Yeah!
Mizuki.
Well, if I gotta do it, I gotta do it.
Mizuki, do not use your full power. We are in the wrong here, you know.
Yeah, got it.
Is it every time I want to go just a little bit longer, it starts some stupid quick time event? Collapsible neon pipe.
Hmm?
It's much easier than the ones we were getting at the end of the last thing that were, like, undoable.
That settles that.
Be on your guard. More are coming.
There's the intruder!
Damn, that was fast. But superior numbers aren't gonna do them any good.
They have a bunch of guns. Oh no, superior numbers! My one weakness!
Okay, maybe they will.
Shoma? Tuxedo mask!
You!
Need a hand?
But where's the rose? Oh, thank goodness.
That's the last of them.
That was dangerous.
Thank you. Wait, what are you doing here? And why did you help me?
Should I not have?
You know that's not what I mean. Why are you here?
I don't follow.
You shot at me yesterday.
That was yesterday. Today is today.
Fair.
What?
Anyway, do you hear that?
Is it rat noises?
Hear what? What?
Oh. Hi. This is awkward.
What is going on here? Squeak, squeak.
I feel like we're about to have a really confusing conversation. We left the place we wanted to investigate. That tracks.
Squeak, squeak.
Now we're all best friends. Don't ask about what
should be
happened
far
before
enough
the
away
scene
now.
faded in.
Indeed. I do not sense any pursuers nearby.
Now, you two, let's talk.
Squeak, squeak.
Oh, hang on. What light novel genre might get popular? Okay, so like...
Squeak, squeak.
So someone had said loving impish is the specific combination that gets you mama, so you need both brave and crazy? Is that where we went wrong last time? Is it we didn't have enough crazy? Am I interpreting that right? Demolition said he sent me the link, but I don't want to, like, open Discord on my streaming computer while I'm streaming just to get that link. The rat noises are very good and important. Yeah, Stude is crazy, probably, think. Seffa got us impish, yeah, which we didn't. I think we want brave and or crazy. I don't know if it's important to get both. Like, I definitely have some natural concern that crazy leads toward Mama, which is mostly because I know Mama as a character. If you have the guide open, is it correct that brave and crazy are both good? Possibly to the point that we need both? Is that where we failed last time? Don't tell me who it is, but I want the one that's not Mama. Whoever you get from Oda that's not Mama. There's only two possible things it can be, because there's only two characters we don't have yet. So we started with Impish, and then end up at Oda, and then there's two things, and one of them's Mama, and the other one's not Mama. And if it requires a combination... Mama is brave crazy? That doesn't even make sense. So I want loving impish. So then that doesn't make any sense to me. That's so confusing. So... sci-fi, I guess? Is fine? It's so confusing. That, like, everything that we've done so far has felt like it made some amount of internal sense. You telling me that? Like, I suddenly feel like I don't understand how this thing works at all. Something before? Yes, I did. I got this one. Didn't feel like it unchecked that, but I did get that. Okay, I know I was just on this menu. Shut up about it. Save current game. Data is saved. Save current game a second time. Okay. Me! Guide might be wrong about that. As bad as that is in the short term, that we're definitely on the path to Mama again, in theory, it does reverse some sanity damage, because, like, that just doesn't... It doesn't feel like that tracks correctly. Anyway, hi. So, as I said earlier, I don't know if everyone was here, I got, like, an early morning tomorrow. Also, it's, like, you know, stream end time. But, we're gonna wrap it up here about, we learned a lot about what's happened in 6 years, and I frankly hate most of it, which is pretty much what I expected. The question is, will we be able to undo it or whatever? And the answer is a resounding maybe. I have, you know, my theories that I've voiced to some extent that despite the fact that it's not established as something that happens in these games, I feel like that might be true. Just because of some of what this game has presented to us, but, you know, we'll find out. Next time we get to have a really confusing conversation with Tuxedo Mask and Kizuna about what they're both doing at the Genetic Institute. I look forward to that. That'll happen tomorrow at 6 p.m. Pacific. I think we should be able to start at normal time. I'll ping the Discord if something weird happens or changes. But in the meantime, before we can end this stream, we have an unfinished order of business, which is to locate the secret Squirtle. Somewhere on the couch behind me, I have hidden a Squirtle. If you can see a Squirtle, then that Squirtle is not a secret. And so, I encourage you to consider while I drink some of what remains of this 100% juice apple, to see if you can guess where I have hidden the Squirtle. Because of course, to locate a secret Squirtle is a sign of good luck, as it tells you some important secret information or something. Probably, you don't know. Oh, this is forever the popular guess. Is that gonna stop me from hiding Squirtle there? You know it's not. It's true, we have multiple nights. There's sort of a theme on this couch, but like only like one person could identify what it is, I think. Squidoctopus. I wonder if he has any medical training. I've never bothered to ask. For all I know, he has a secret daughter. Yes, good night to those of you checking out early before Secret Squirtle. I know it's not for everyone. I appreciate everyone watching. Alright, we got several guesses. We got Carlos, Shovel Knight, Squidbeard. Let's check it out. Check it out. Ooh, knees. Who invented knees? Let's start with... Here's Shovel Knight. He hasn't been on the couch in a minute. He's kind of a big dude. But he also, like, doesn't necessarily hide whatever's behind him. So it's kind of tricky to slot him in. Hiding down there. This is a giraffe cat. Unfortunately, though, not a Squirt. Multiple guesses. Might be hiding behind Carlos here, who, as I will remind you, is Clawsome. He Clawsome. You gotta read it backwards like the one Somnium, though, because I flipped the thing. Shovel Knight always been that buff? You betcha.
Giraffe.
Anyway, hiding behind Carlos was Vaporeon, with its very big tag. But unfortunately not Squirtle. Other than Squidbeard. It turns out that hiding underneath Squidbeard, on top of our mustachioed narwhal friend, was in fact our secret Squirtle. So, what was that? That was Castle Arg. Congratulations, Castle Arg. I think you got another one recently, like a couple weeks ago. Congratulations on finding the secret Squirtle. But, is that question, was Shovel Knight new? He's not, he's just kind of tricky to fit in. Because he can't hide behind anything because he's really big. But because of his, like, muscle frame, you can kind of see what's poking out behind him unless it's small. It's tricky. I do want to draw attention. This display, I know it's very small. It's kind of difficult to see. But so I got, here's our old crochet Squirtle who's hanging out. And he has new Crochetmon friends. Neko made these. Look at this. And then shiny Drifloon. Both. So I had to put all the crochet on together. And then obviously I had to put my pre-existing Drifloon and Driftbloom there, obviously. But she also made this little pirate hat. And as I said at the start of the stream, it fits pretty good on small Naomi. Oh, is Vaporeon new? No, Vaporeon's a little bit older. Vaporeon's a little bit tricky because nothing sits well on top of her because of her weird, unbalanced nature. But she also doesn't necessarily like to sit on things. I try to fit her in when I can. Aren't the cloud tops very soft and fluffy? They are! I had questions about how you crochet clouds. It seemed logistically impossible, even though I was looking at them. It's true. The fact that you can tell at this small scale that there's like definitely a skull and crossbones is very impressive. Made to fit the purple one. I took a photo before to send to the person who commissioned these. And I put it on the purple one. It felt like it fit there. So you did a good job with that. Oh, that's the one you have the Flareon and Jolteon from? That's funny. You know, I was actually watching something recently. An episode of Nathan Fielder's Rehearsal, where he goes and like lives in a guy's house for a while. It's like a long story, but he just like goes and lives in a random guy's house. And he has the same giant Flareon I do. And like a giant Pikachu that I have at my parents' house. And I'm like, that's odd. That's unexpected. Who did commission those? It was, Cotillion did that. Cotillion was the one who did that. I think he asked you for the link to your Etsy store a while back. And apparently that was what that was for. Is that he wanted to send those for the stream. So now we have those. I mean, might be tricky to find ways to display them on the couch all the time because they're small. I have some other small things that don't always play nice with the couch, but they're very cute, and I'll try to fit them. They're very nice. Thank you for making them, Nick. You did an excellent job. They're very good. Anyway, yeah, that'll do it for the stream tonight. As I said, we'll be back tomorrow at 6 p.m. Pacific. We'll pick up from whatever on Earth we're doing. It's just, this game is so wild. And the fact that we're, like, starting the investigation, like, kind of from scratch at this point, like, basically anything could happen. I am really looking forward to Tokiko just being alive and no explanation. I continue to be convinced that this will just happen, and I'm desperate for that to happen. Of course, we also have to solve the Cinderella problem. There's a lot left to do, but for now, thanks to everybody for watching. Thank you for being here. Thanks for being you, and I hope to see you all again soon. If you're around tomorrow, we'll be streaming at the usual time, 6 p.m. Pacific, but of course we'll be back next weekend as well. Same time. In the meantime, everybody have a great night, and take care of yourselves. There's a lot of things to be upset about, and I know we're all struggling, but I wish you the best. Good night, everybody.